Chapter 2584. Among the divine heavenly monarchs, only those 7 or 8-star divine heavenly monarchs could fight Qin Yun to a draw. Even the 9-star heavenly monarchs could not guarantee that they could take down Qin Yun. It is true that the heavenly fiend war god is a divine heavenly monarch, but when facing a divine sun descendant, even if he won, it would be useless because the soul of a divine sun descendant could immediately run away. You really don't need that little demon Tian Sha to make a move. Ming Yunyue said, "Old cousin, it's not convenient for you to expose your identity right now." Although Yu Shangyun had refuted the rumors before, many people still believed that Qin Yun had done those things in the past. It was just that it was inconvenient for Yu Shangyun to admit it. Only Qin Yun's friends believed him. The others were skeptical, and even more people thought that Qin Yun's reputation was already in tatters. Qin Yun said with a smile, "I don't need to expose myself to deal with such a small character. Don't worry, I won't make a move in Bright Moon City. If the commotion is too big, it will alarm the Divine Moon Alliance." Ming Yunyue said worriedly, "The Divine Moon Alliance has to maintain order in Divine Moon Heaven City. If there is a conflict and they intervene, it will be troublesome. The Alliance's patrol team is not weak. They are the elites of the Alliance." Ming Yongtian nodded. "People like the Heavenly Fiend War God will be sent to the Alliance's patrol team. Don't be afraid, I can definitely hide very well." Qin Yun had stepped into the Dao God realm. His strength was much stronger than before. Although he had just stepped into the Dao God realm, he believed that he would not stagnate in this realm. As long as he found an opportunity, he would be able to quickly break through. "All right then, old cousin, you must be more careful. Even if you are discovered, you must not be caught." Ming Yunyue could not wait for Qin Yun to get rid of that great Master Tianyu. "Little sister, how did great Master Tianyu trick you?" Ming Yongtian said, "If old cousin helps you recover your losses, can you repay the debt?" Ming Yongtian was more concerned about Qin Yun's debt. After all, he owed more than 10 million Divine Universe Golden Stones. This was a very heavy sum in his eyes. "Don't talk about repaying the debt. I'm not in a hurry to get the Divine Universe Golden Stones back," Ming Yunyue said casually, as if she did not care about it all. "You have to return it. Yunyue, you're the one who raised it. If you don't return it, you will be under a lot of pressure. Qin Yun also sincerely wants to return it. Bro, how about this? You and my sister can be a couple. That way, you don't have to return it. My little sister is a rich woman." Before Ming Yongtian could finish speaking, he felt Ming Yunyue's piercing glare, and he immediately swallowed his words. Yu Yin was secretly shocked as she watched from the side. She could naturally tell that Qin Yun and Ming Yunyue were on extremely good terms. According to the information she had heard before, the Bright Moon Holy Maiden was unmoved by force or persuasion. "We'll talk about those debts later. Cousin, help me get rid of great Master Tianyu first. I've been unhappy with him for a long time." Ming Yunyue pounded the table. Every time she thought of this person, she would be very angry. It could be seen that Ming Yunyue was scammed quite badly by Master Tianyu. Qin Yun said, "Lure him out of Bright Moon City. Leave the rest to me." Soon after, he looked at Yu Yin, indicating for her to say more about Great Master Tianyu. It would help them plan ahead of time. After Yu Yin understood, she quickly said, "Great Master Tianyu is a descendant of the Divine Sun. He is proficient in the Tao of inscription and has mastered several powerful incantations and formations. In addition, he can use inscriptions to search for mineral deposits." "That's right. I originally wanted to take over a small mine from a protector. However, this fifth elder suddenly appeared and wanted to snatch that mine from me. That damn protector did not keep his word. Just because fifth elder offered a high price, he transferred that small mine to fifth elder." When Ming Yunyue said this, she could not help but grit her teeth. Qin Yun said, "Then you found a treasure under that small mine, right?" Ming Yunyue exhaled angrily and said, "After discovering the treasure, that damn protector was jumping up and down in anger. He even blamed me, saying that if I hadn't bought the small mine from him, he wouldn't have sold it. But what does this have to do with Great Master Tianyu?" Ming Yong Tian asked. This is all Great Master Tian Yu's doing. Because at the beginning, it was Great Master Tian Yu who wanted me to buy that mine. Only I could persuade that protector. That damn protector promised me that if he saw Fifth Elder offer a high price, he would sell it to him. Ming Yinyue cursed in low voice. I only found out later that Great Master Tian Yu and Fifth Elder colluded. Ming Yong Tian patted Qin Yun's shoulder and said with smile, Old cousin, help my little sister take a look at her recent luck. Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and shook his head. There are no signs it can be considered stable. What about me? Ming Yong Tian hastily asked. You're the same. I already saw it before. Qin Yun said with smile. What luck? Yu Yin is completely confused. It depends on whether you'll be unlucky or lucky. Ming Yong Tian said with smile. Little girl, you are old cousin's follower. Don't you know this secret technique? Qin Yun looked at Yu Yin. She is the same. There is no sign of any change in her luck. Yin, well, let's start with that small mine. There are treasures under that small mine. They didn't take them away, right? Qin Yun asked. No, it's very difficult to take them away. The information I have gathered is that there is a naturally formed barrier under that small mine. They still can't open it. Ming Yinyue said, that mine is Crystal Moon Divine Iron Mine, and that treasure is most likely that it's a formation core. It's very likely that the formation core produced by this mine is a magic tool or something like that. Ming Yong Tian became excited after hearing this and said, This is a good thing. Naturally formed magic tools and divine weapons. Not only are they powerful, they're also very valuable. Generally speaking, it is easier to breed them in areas with a lot of energy. Let's go now. Qin Yun wants to quickly take down Great Master Tian Yu so that he can go to the law enforcement world as soon as possible. In order to avoid suspicion, I won't go. I'll tell you where it is. Ming Yinyue took out a map and spread it out on the table, because she had a dispute in that small mine before. If something happened there and she was found at the scene, it would be troublesome. Now that the Mystic Moon Alliance was present, even if Ming Yinyue was the Bright Moon Saintess, she would not be able to escape once the Mystic Moon Alliance chased after her. The Mystic Moon Alliance was led by the Divine Moon Clan. All kinds of mineral deposits on the Divine Moon belong to the Divine Moon Clan. If the mineral deposits were discovered and the Divine Moon Clan allowed it, it could be mined. However, a portion of the benefits would be given to the Divine Moon Clan. If the mineral deposits were transferred, the Divine Universe Golden Stones obtained from the transfer would be given to the Divine Moon Clan. In addition, the Divine Moon Clan had the greatest authority. They could order the mining to stop. If anyone did not comply, they would be chased out of the Divine Moon. This was also what Qin Yun had learned from Ming Yong Tian and Ming Yinyue. The siblings were both in business, so they were very clear about this. Therefore, if Qin Yun were to make a move on the mineral deposits, once he was caught by the Divine Moon Alliance, he would definitely be taken away by the Divine Moon Clan. This was also something that Ming Yinyue was very worried about. Qin Yun brought Yu Yin and left Bright Moon City. He followed the map and flew towards the small mine. The Fifth Elder's small mine was quite far from Bright Moon City. It would take several hours of high-speed flight to get there. For experts like Qin Yun and Yu Yin, they can fly very far in just a few hours. Qin Yun, that guy has mastered a curse technique. If you encounter him, you must be careful, Yu Yin warned. How is his curse technique compared to the Terminator Profound Killing Curse? Qin Yun is rather curious. It's definitely not as good as the Terminator Profound Killing Curse. However, once you are hit by his curse technique, it will be quite troublesome, Yu Yin said. Qin Yun suspected that curse techniques were similar to talisman crystals. They were all powerful moves that could be stored. The difference was that the curse technique's power was not too great. After being hit by the curse technique, the body would be destroyed by the curse technique's mysterious power. I'm not afraid of the 7-star Heavenly Monarch. How is that guy's strength compared to the 7-star Heavenly Monarch? Qin Yun had previously scared a 7-star Heavenly Monarch level sect master to the point that he directly threw away his body and ran away. He is only stronger than the 7-star Heavenly Monarch. You must know that the Heaven rank hidden assassin of the Heaven Secret sect is a first-rate expert even in the 18th sect. Yu Yin said, "The sect masters you faced before are definitely far inferior to Great Master Tianyu." "So powerful?" Qin Yun said in astonishment. "Yes, the Heaven Secret sect is that powerful. If it was a king-level hidden assassin of Heaven Secret, they would be even stronger." Yu Yin sighed and said, "It's a pity that I have never come into contact with a king-level hidden assassin of Heaven's Secret." Qin Yun suspected that the Blood Moon and Dark Moon he met before might be a king-level hidden assassin of Heaven's Secret. Especially the Dark Moon's strange power. It is rather difficult to deal with. Several hours later, Qin Yun and Yu Yin arrived at the top of a tall mountain and finally saw the small mine. It is located in the middle of a group of tall mountains and dug out a very large pit. There are many huge pillars inserted around the pit, forming a great formation to protect the pit. The treasure that Ming Yunyue spoke of should be in that mine. "Can you sense that great Master Tianyu?" Qin Yun asked. "If he is nearby, I can more or less sense a bit." Yu Yin looked around and shook her head. "He is not nearby right now." Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and looked at the sky above the mine. He discovered a blue energy wave. It is not energy wave that can be produced by the crystal moon divine iron. "Wait for me here. I'll go take a look and be back soon." After Qin Yun became invisible, he flew towards the mine. Yu Yin was at the top of the mountain. She thought that she could grasp Qin Yun's whereabouts, but she quickly lost track of where Qin Yun went. How can this guy's invisibility technique be so strong? There is no fluctuation at all. Yu Yin snorted and said, "If he were to hide and peek at other people bathing, wouldn't it be very easy for him to succeed?" Chapter 2585. Qin Yun stealthily approached the barrier. No one could discover him. The pit is very big. It is impossible to send people to surround the pit tightly. They only sent a few small teams to patrol the vicinity. The patrolling people all have a kind of tool that can detect soul fluctuations. Generally speaking, even the most powerful Shun Tian monarch would find it difficult to escape the detection of this tool. Therefore, the Fifth Elder and the others can be at ease. In addition, Great Master Tianyu is very confident in the barrier he set up. He believes that even if someone could break it, it would definitely cause a great commotion and it would take a lot of time. Qin Yun arrived beside an array pillar. He looked at the runes inside the array pillar. It is indeed very brilliant. If he wanted to break it, it would indeed take a lot of time. If he let Mo come out, she should be able to get rid of it in a short while. However, it would cause a great commotion and would definitely alarm the enemy. Those guys might have teleportation magic tools. If there is any commotion here, they can immediately teleport over. Qin Yun thought for a moment and decided to sneak into the mine to see if he could take away the mysterious treasure. Qin Yun is not afraid of the Fifth Elder and Great Master Tianyu. He only wants to quietly enter the mine to steal the treasure. He tried using the mysterious penetration divine ability, but was unable to pass through the barrier. This barrier can prevent energy from penetrating. If I use the mysterious penetration divine ability, the energy in my body will be blocked by the barrier. Qin Yun promptly stopped. If he continued to try, it would definitely cause a great commotion. Since the mysterious penetration divine ability cannot be used, he used Void Crossing Step. Void Crossing Step can cross space, but if it is faced with a powerful barrier, the space inside the barrier will be strengthened, making it difficult to open a spatial passage. Qin Yun is now facing such a problem, but it is not difficult for him. If it was in the past, he would have let the little queen ant come out. But now, he can use the power of the Nether Sun to distort space and make it weak. Through the power of the Nether Sun, space changed and became thin. Qin Yun then used Void Crossing Step to easily pierce through space and enter the barrier. "I'm in." Through the heavenly eye avatar in the sky, Qin Yun can see the people around the mine. They do not sense anything at all. Qin Yun's heavenly eye avatar is hidden in the sky. He can clearly see Yu Yin using a telescope tool. She squatted behind a rock at the top of the mountain and stuck her head out to secretly look at the mine. After passing through the barrier, Qin Yun maintained his invisible state and fell into the depths of the pit. It was pitch black below. When he neared the bottom, Qin Yun sensed a faint fluctuation of divine power coming from below. Is this the naturally formed barrier? Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and looked down into the darkness. He soon saw a blue energy wave fluctuating at the bottom of the mine. This was the naturally formed boundary. So magical, I wonder what it is. Qin Yun saw the blue energy wave floating above the mine when he was at the top of the mountain in the distance. Now that he was at the bottom, he knew that the blue energy wave was released by the naturally formed barrier. This kind of naturally formed spirit formation was very strong. It was unknown how it was formed. It is said that many of the runes that have been passed down were created by people studying this kind of seal. Through the heavenly eye, Qin Yun can see even more clearly. When he saw the densely packed, flowing runes, he can't help but frown. He has many kinds of inscription spirits, but none of the runes he is looking at have touched his inscription spirits. In other words, the runes on this natural formation do not correspond to the type of his inscription spirit. One must know that Qin Yun has mastered so many inscription spirits that it can completely cover a large number of common types of runes. And this powerful natural formation in front of him is something he can't see through. This means that the runes used might be extremely rare. In this kind of situation, Qin Yun can only invite his little master out. Little Mo, I'll have to trouble you. Qin Yun carefully released Mo. At the same time, he raised his vigilance to prevent any sudden situation from harming this cute little fairy. Mo is a magical fairy and also a high priest. She was born with the ability to communicate with all kinds of runes and evolve them. Even if it's a hidden rune, once it's communicated with Mo, she can see it. Therefore, even if Mo encounters a rune she has never seen before, she can quickly figure out what type of rune it is. Especially now that her cultivation is very high. When she interacts with those powerful runes, she can obtain even more consciousness of the runes and thus understand even more. Mo, is this a moon rune? Qin Yun asked. This is a rune naturally formed in the heavenly divine moon. It should be a moon rune, but I can't sense anything through the moon lady inscription spirit. It's not a moon rune, Mo said softly. Big brother, wait patiently. Let me take a look again. We found a very interesting rune. All right. Qin Yun carefully held the beautiful and adorable fairy in his hands. He used his heavenly eye to observe the situation around the mine. Big brother, this is a rune, and it's a living rune, Mo said with some excitement. Living rune? Qin Yun is slightly alarmed. What does this mean? Dalian rune? It's a Dalian rune, but it's even more advanced. It's a rune that has evolved into mycelium. I've never seen this kind of rune before. This should be a new type of rune. Mo said excitedly. Big brother, don't harm this set of runes. It's alive. Qin Yun recalled the bloodline heavenly rune. It seems like it has life. However, he is still unable to open the box and see the true appearance of the bloodline heavenly rune. Then how do we break this barrier? Qin Yun now realized why Grandmaster Tian Yu and the others are unable to break this barrier. The barrier is very strong. If we attack it with brute force, not only will we not be able to break it, we will also suffer a counterattack. Mo said, according to my investigation just now, this set of runes can absorb energy. After many attacks, the runes won't be able to contain the energy. Then, the stored energy will erupt out and cause a counterattack. Runes turned into mycelium? Shouldn't they be very weak? Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and indeed saw many threads like a huge net enveloping the bottom of the pit. Great formations formed by runes are usually like this. The only difference is that this formation produces a kind of blue energy wave. This kind of energy wave is very strange. Upon closer inspection, it indeed looks like a fluctuation produced by the fusion of life, divine power, and soul. It can't be. As long as the fungus queen inside the barrier is not destroyed, the fungus queen can continuously absorb energy and then regenerate the mycelium. If it evolves again, the mycelium will be visible to the naked eye. It will be as big as tree roots and grass vines. Mo flapped her wings and said, "Big brother, I might be able to make the inscription fungus queen appear. I'll try and see if I can make the inscription fungus queen follow me." All right, Qin Yun is very excited because this is a new discovery. This is one of the formidable states of the existence of runes. Grandmaster Tian Yu is unable to break it. This means that even the law enforcement world's Heaven Secrets sect knows very little about runes in this state. Mo is currently communicating with the inscription Fungus Queen. Not long after, Qin Yun suddenly saw that the dense net of runes suddenly began to shrink towards the edge. Not long after, a large blue mushroom appeared at the edge. Qin Yun immediately flew over while protecting Mo happily landed on a large mushroom and even jumped on it. The mushroom is still elastic. Mo is a little fairy the size of a palm. The large mushroom is like a cushion for Mo to sit on. "Is this the inscription Fungus Queen?" Qin Yun said in pleasant surprise. "Then wouldn't it be able to form that kind of seal in an instant in the future? And it's very strong." Mo hurriedly nodded and said, "Big brother, don't underestimate this inscription Fungus Queen. It's stronger than the formation barrier formed by the formation pillars and formation flags." "She listens to you?" Qin Yun asked. "She listens to me. I said that I have a lot of delicious food, and she followed me." Mo smiled and said, "Big brother, I want to bring the little Fungus Queen in to play with Sister Yang and the little Queen Ant." "Sure." Qin Yun hurriedly placed Mo and the inscription Fungus Queen in and looked into the depths of the pit. Qin Yun finally understood that the inscription Fungus Queen was guarding this place to absorb energy to grow. And there was indeed something in the depths of the mine. Qin Yun was still unable to see it because it was still hidden under the soil. Grandmaster Tian Yu and the fifth elder were blocked by the inscription Fungus Queen, so they were unable to dig down. The treasure was also not unearthed. Without the inscription Fungus Queen blocking, Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and easily looked down. Soon, he discovered a black furnace below. "It's a furnace? Is it naturally formed?" Qin Yun was delighted and immediately used the mysterious penetration divine ability to rush down. After he rushed down, the furnace also discovered him. It was actually able to move underground, and it panicked and randomly bumped into it. The furnace was immediately grabbed by Qin Yun, and it doesn't look small at all. "Friend, don't be afraid. I'm a good person." Qin Yun hurriedly transmitted his voice through his mental power. The furnace should be a divine object formed from heaven and earth energy. It has its own consciousness, and it looks very pure. When it heard Qin Yun call it friend, it immediately calmed down. After Qin Yun grabbed the furnace, he discovered that it is actually soft and not sturdy. He doesn't know what it can be used for. "What the hell is this?" "Forget it. Let's go back first." Qin Yun put away the black furnace and immediately left the mine. Yu Yin very seriously observed the situation around the mine. She is very worried about Qin Yun and has been searching for his whereabouts. Just as she was very focused, Qin Yun suddenly patted her shoulder, causing her to let out a strange cry. I was almost scared to death by you." Yu Yin was so scared that her soul almost left her body. She snorted in displeasure and said, You actually didn't enter the mine. Were you hiding behind me to peek at my beautiful back?" Qin Yin slapped her butt and said with a smile, "What's so good about you? I've entered the mine, and I've even broken the enchantment down there to retrieve the treasure." "Really? Why didn't you do anything?" "According to my observation, the barrier that Grandmaster Tian Yu set up on the mine is very strong. He used 108 array pillars. This barrier is very sturdy. It's very difficult." Before Yu Yin could finish speaking, a boom sound was heard. Chapter 2586. When Yu Yin heard the explosion, she immediately crouched down and looked at the mine. She saw a huge pillar exploding from the middle. She looked at Qin Yun in shock because she had been paying close attention to the surroundings of the mine, but she did not notice Qin Yun. Not only did Qin Yun take away the treasures in the mine, he also secretly placed something on the pillar that could explode. If he was in the Heaven Secret sect, he would definitely be a king-level hidden assassin of heavenly secrets. Although I have never seen a king-level hidden assassin of heavenly secrets, I feel that you are on par with them. Yu Yin said in admiration. Little Yin, aren't you underestimating me too much? How can those king-level hidden assassins of heavenly secrets be compared to me? Qin Yin shook his head and smiled. I want to destroy the entire heavenly secrets sect. Even if it's the sect master of the heavenly secrets sect, I will trample him under my feet. Yu Yin lightly snorted and said, I don't believe you. Qin Yin said very confidently, just wait, that day will come very soon. I will never let those bastards from the heavenly secrets sect off. Yu Yin has been in the heavenly secrets sect for many years. Although she has never entered the core circle, just being in the circle of Earth-level hidden assassins of heavenly secrets made her deeply afraid of the power of the heavenly secrets sect. Qin Yin has already exploded an array pillar and caused quite a commotion. Great Master Tian Yu and the Fifth Elder will definitely receive the news very soon and rush over. They didn't come immediately. Qin Yin said, I thought they would use a teleportation magic tool. Yu Yin shook her head and said, this kind of teleportation magic tool is very expensive. Using it once consumes a lot of energy. If it isn't an urgent matter, they probably won't use it. Qin Yin has a teleportation pearl in his hands. It was indeed made with a lot of transcendental divine stone. He felt that using it would not consume a lot of energy. Even a spatial god would not use teleportation pearls frequently. Teleportation pearls have a lifespan. Every time they're used, the durability of the materials will decrease. Qin Yin has the little ant queen to help him repair it, so he is not worried about damage. The little ant queen's ability is extremely strong. She can even improve the quality of low-quality transcendental divine stone, which is of great help to Qin Yin. In that case, Great Master Tian Yu is only average. Qin Yin shook his head. He can't even bear to use a teleportation magic tool. How disappointing. Even a heaven-level hidden assassin of heavenly secrets has limited resources. As before, Yu Yin paid close attention to the situation around the mine pit. Master Tianyu was her enemy, so she had to seize this opportunity. I can refine a teleportation magic tool. Qin is ui yin ui yin, and yu yin yin, and down and she yin yin she yin she yu she is. For example, when Qin Yin slapped her, but just now, it gave her an inexplicable and wonderful feeling. She couldn't say what it was, but in short, it was a good feeling for her. Qin Yin and yin, she, not yin he. Qin Yin, what treasure did you find at the bottom of the mine? Yu Yin asked. It's a black furnace, I don't know what it is. Qin Yin quickly took it out. When Yu Yin saw it, her pink little mouth opened wide. She looked at the black furnace in shock. What is this? Do you recognize it? Qin Yin asked. Qin Yin, aren't you a very powerful refiner? You don't know what this is? Yu Yin urged. Hurry up. Put it away. Don't let anyone discover it. Qin Yin immediately put away the black furnace and said with a serious expression, Little Yin, quickly tell me what it is. This is the heavenly universe origin body. You are an inscription master. How can you not recognize it? Yu Yin is very puzzled. I really don't know. Qin Yin said, this heavenly universe origin body, what use does it have? Although I am an inscription master, I am still growing up. Yu Yin said in a low voice, heavenly universe origin body that can become a heavenly divine tool. What you obtained is a furnace-type heavenly universe origin body. You can use this thing to refine a heavenly divine tool-level furnace. How come I have never heard of it? Qin Yin is very shocked, and then his face became filled with joy. If that is the case, then it would be great. Heavenly universe essence body is usually pitch black, but inside, it is a very special heavenly universe divine power. There are many types of heavenly universe origin body. If you obtain a saber-shaped heavenly universe origin body, you can refine a saber of heavenly divine tool level. Yu Yan's face suddenly became grave. It seems like the treasure in this mine is being sought by the upper echelons of the Heaven Secret sect. She hastily used a telescope tool to look at the mine and said, Great Master Tian Yu is a heaven-tier hidden assassin of Heaven Secrets, but with his ability, he is still unable to find the heavenly universe origin body. He must have received orders from a higher level to come here to find the heavenly universe origin body. Qin Yun is somewhat excited because his pill transformation heavenly furnace currently needs to be further improved. If the pill transformation heavenly furnace fuses with the furnace-shaped heavenly universe origin body, it might be able to be promoted to a heavenly divine tool. Speaking of heavenly divine tool, Qin Yun thought of the star dome, divine mirror, and the delicate and charming elder sister star god. In order to torment the star dome divine mirror, she has spent many days. She is currently in the Nine Sun divine spirit, in a special state of evolution with the star dome divine mirror. Little Yin, where can I find the heavenly universe origin body? Qin Yun is lying on a rock beside Yu Yin and asked softly in her ear. I don't know either. Yu Yin lightly snorted and said, Don't talk to me. I'm not used to it. Qin Yun said with a smile, If I capture Great Master Tian Yu, I might know. This time it's all thanks to you that I came to capture Great Master Tian Yu. Otherwise I wouldn't have such a great harvest. Then how are you going to reward me? It's true that I am your slave, but if you want your slave to perform better, you should at least give me some encouragement, right? Yu Yin also feels that she should get some reward. Then what reward do you want? Qin Yun asked. Am I not good enough for you? I help you transform such a powerful sun-moon divine body, helped you break away from the Heaven Secret sect's contract soul power, and even helped you fuse with your scattered soul. But in the end, I became your slave. Yu Yin used a telescope tool to observe the patrols and said with a low snort, You know that you are my slave, but have I ever treated you like one? Qin Yin said, I have many female slaves. Those who have followed me will all soar to great heights in the end. Yu Yin curled her lips and said, I admit that you are not a great sex fiend, but you definitely do not have any good intentions. You are just using me. Isn't that nonsense? If you had no value, I would have erased your memories long ago. Qin Yin chuckled and said. Seeing his grinning appearance, Yu Yin could not help but tremble, because she suddenly realized that this person who was grinning with her could erase the memories of her soul. This is also the thing that Divine Sun descendants fear the most. But thinking that she is Qin Yun's slave, for some reason, Yu Yin felt a lot more at ease. At least Qin Yun will not erase her memories. Moreover, seeing that she has value, he might even properly nurture her. Yu Yin can only accept her fate and think that she was born to be someone else's subordinate. They are here, Qin Yun suddenly said. Is that so? Where? Yu Yin immediately became serious and used the telescope tool to look for the target. Qin Yun pointed in a direction and said, Aim over there. There's a flying boat. And I see it. Yu Yin muttered. Qin Yun, how did you find it? There's a pair of huge, hidden, heavenly eyes in the sky above the mine. It is the Heavenly Eyes avatar released by Qin Yun. It can be said that everything around the mine can be seen by him. No wonder you are only an Earth-level hidden assassin of Heaven Secrets. In your intelligence, did you not know that I, Qin Yun, have a pair of heavenly eyes? Qin Yun said. Yu Yin bit her lower lip and remained silent, because she indeed knew that Qin Yun inherited the heavenly eyes very early on. She also knew that Qin Yun has a sun soul, the nine-dragon heavenly origin formation formed by the sun altar, the nine-sun heaven-raising pagoda, and many other good things. Little Yin, in your intelligence, how much do you know about the bloodline heavenly pattern box? Qin Yun asked. I also want to know. Yu Yin said with a frown. I remember that you have a bloodline heavenly pattern box. Did the purple sun fairy emperor give it to you? Do you really not know what use it has? Qin Yun only knew a little bit. He knew that the bloodline heavenly pattern box could be fused with divine weapons. The upper echelons of the Heaven Secret sect might know, but I am only a small fry in the Heaven Secret sect. What can I know? As Yu Yin spoke, She continued to use the telescope tool to stare at Great Master Tianyu. She suddenly grabbed Qin Yun's clothes and said, "Look at that guy with a big belly. He is Great Master Tianyu." Sure enough, Qin Yun saw a fat man with a big belly floating out of the boat. This caused him to be very surprised, because in his imagination, Great Master Tian, you should not look like this. This is very different from your portrait. Qin Yun remembered that the person in the portrait was not like this. He changed his appearance and even changed his body. This guy is very cautious. Yu Yin cursed in low voice. This old fox must be worried that something unexpected would happen. So he used the worst body. That's for the best. This way it will be easier to deal with him. Qin Yun took out the divine king's spear and prepared to attack. It might not be that simple. This guy's body looks very weak, but who knows if he will explode? We often use this kind of trick, Yu Yin said. Previously, when she was suppressed by Qin Yun's supergravity, she wanted to explode and escape. But in the end, she was captured by Qin Yun. How I captured you, I will capture him. Don't worry, Qin Yun chuckled. Chapter 2587. Yu Yin wanted to follow, but she did not know where Qin Yun was. She was burning with anxiety because, in her opinion, Great Master Tian Yu was in charge of finding the Heaven Universe origin body, which meant that he had received orders from the upper echelons. Therefore, she was worried that the upper echelons of the Heaven Secrets sect were nearby, or that there was an even more powerful dark assassin of Heaven Secrets following Great Master Tianyu. She had originally planned to observe carefully and then discuss with Qin Yun how to act, but Qin Yun just disappeared. Qin Yun was not afraid at all. When he saw that the people there were all Shun Tianjun cultivators, he immediately went invisible. Of course, after he went over, he did not immediately take action. Instead, he kept a distance from Great Master Tianyu and the others, observed clearly, and waited for an opportunity to attack. He only wanted to capture Great Master Tianyu. He did not even plan a fight, as long as he could capture Great Master Tianyu's soul. Great Master Tianyu was worthy of being a relatively high-level dark assassin of Heaven Secrets. He floated in the air, very vigilant, holding a disc in his hand. It was something that could detect soul fluctuations. After Qin Yun stepped into the Tao God realm, his heavenly soul and heavenly spirit also improved a lot, which allowed him to control his own soul fluctuations more freely. After Great Master Tianyu probed for a while and did not find anyone hiding nearby, he flew towards the exploded pillar with relief. The Bright Moon sect's fifth elder followed behind Great Master Tianyu very respectfully. It could be seen that Great Master Tianyu's ability made the fifth elder admire him very much. The reason why Yu Yin did not go over was because she knew that Great Master Tianyu would take out a tool to probe. She had to keep a distance so that she would not be detected. When she saw Great Master Tianyu use a tool to probe, she was worried for Qin Yun. She thought that Qin Yun would be discovered and immediately enter battle. However, Great Master Tianyu did not discover Qin Yun at all. This made Yu Yin secretly heave a sigh of relief. She began to wonder if Qin Yun was near the mine. Great Master Tianyu looked at the exploded pillar and said with a frown, "Very strong flame." The huge pillar was broken in the middle, and the place where it was broken was still burning with raging flames. Great Master Tianyu, what's so special about this flame? The fifth elder stroked his long beard and looked at the flame. He knew that it was very strong. If I'm not wrong, it should be caused by the fire attribute divine liquid of sun and moon. Great Master Tianyu looked like a fat man now, but he was not weak in any aspect. He had already begun to be vigilant. These pillars didn't self-destruct. The fifth elder also realized that someone was attacking. Someone used the extremely strong divine power of the sun and moon to transform into a divine flame liquid, refined it into a kind of explosive thing, placed it on the formation pillar, and wanted to break the formation. Master Tianyu sneered. This person is quite capable, but he has underestimated the formation I set up. The fifth elder was relieved and said with a smile, "Master Tianyu, when will we be able to break the natural seal at the bottom of the mine?" I used the array pillars to set up the formation above to isolate all the divine power below. As long as the nature seal can no longer be maintained by absorbing divine power, it will naturally be undone. Master Tianyu smiled proudly. That day will come soon. Qin Yin nodded to himself. The reason why the inscription Fungus Queen was persuaded by MOMO was mainly because she realized that she was sealed. Great Master Tianyu is quite capable. No wonder he can become a heaven-tier hidden assassin of heavenly secret. In terms of runes, Yu Yin is far inferior to Great Master Tianyu. Fifth Elder, what kind of enemy do you have in the Bright Moon sect that is so daring? Great Master Tianyu asked, do you think it was done by that damn girl Ming Yinhua? Or was it done by that Protector? I can't be sure. This mine was originally owned by Protector. He wanted to sell it to Ming Yinhua, but I snatched it away. Then they discovered that there are treasures in the mine, so they must be very uncomfortable. The Fifth Elder shook his head. Although they harbor hatred in their hearts, they shouldn't have done such a thing. They shouldn't have done such a thing. Great Master Tianyu said coldly. Why do you say so? The Fifth Elder said, whether it is Protector or Bright Moon Saintess, if they really wanted to attack me, they wouldn't have made such a small commotion. Great Master Tianyu's expression changed. He immediately took out several tools and a glittering talisman in his hand. Great Master Tianyu, what's wrong? The Fifth Elder also became nervous when he saw Great Master Tianyu's attitude. I suspect that someone deliberately lured us here. If that's the case, then this person's concealment ability is extremely strong. Great Master Tianyu stared at the few tools floating in front of him and said in a deep voice, and the golden talisman in his hand, with a whoosh, burst into flames. Someone is nearby. Great Master Tianyu shouted. Who is it? The Fifth Elder immediately summoned a long sword and shouted angrily in all directions. Great Master Tianyu's vigilance is very high. He can even sense the approaching danger. His 7 apertures suddenly flashed with golden light. This is his soul about to leave his body. It was also at this moment that a large object came crashing down. It was Qin Yun's soul creation heavenly cauldron. When it came crashing down, Great Master Tianyu's soul coincidentally flew into the cauldron and was caught by Qin Yun. It flew in by itself. Qin Yun immediately put away the soul creation heavenly cauldron. He did not even show his face as he captured Great Master Tianyu. The Fifth Elder immediately shouted, "There's an enemy!" Boom! Boom! All of a sudden, the pillars around the mine began to explode. A large number of pillars exploded at this moment, seriously interfering with the Fifth Elder and the others. As a result, the patrol squads did not know where to go. Just as they were in chaos, Qin Yun had already returned behind Yu Yin. Yu Yin also gritted her teeth nervously. She used a telescope to stare at the Fifth Elder. She believed that the Fifth Elder was most likely to find Qin Yun and fight with him. Just as she was completely focused, but was slapped by Qin Yun. A strange feeling surged up. Although she was shocked once again, she immediately realized that Qin Yun had returned. Let's go. Yu Yin immediately pulled Qin Yun and flew away. She really did not expect that Qin Yun would succeed so easily. This made her extremely pleasantly surprised. Qin Yun followed Yu Yin and flew away from the mine. In Yu Yan's opinion, this operation was perfect, even though Qin Yun did not discuss it with her. After flying for a long distance, Yu Yin stopped. I caught that guy. It's not very difficult, Qin Yun said with a smile. Then, what should we do next to get information out of him? Yu Yin was worried about this. She was also thinking about this question along the way. I feel that this guy is not as easy to deal with as me. Not necessarily. Qin Yun took out the 9 Sun Sky Raising Pagoda and released the Soul Creation Heavenly Cauldron. He indicated for Yu Yin to talk to Great Master Tianyu. Tianyu, do you know who I am? Yu Yin said directly. Slut, I didn't expect it to be you. Great Master Tianyu was very angry. His soul trembled and he shouted angrily. You little slut, it's impossible for you to capture me. You're about to be finished. I'll let you curse a few more times. Yu Yin sneered proudly. Finished? Little bitch, Aren't you getting too carried away with your success? We are all descendants of the divine sun. How can we be finished? Great Master Tian Yu laughed loudly. Just you wait. Wait for me to run out. You'll have a good time. Qin Yun immediately controlled a soul whose memory had been erased to fly out. Last time, he also scared Yu Yin like this. He gave Yu Yin a meaningful glance, indicating for her to start scaring him. Yu Yin recalled that she had been threatened by Qin Yun like this before. Not long after, it was her turn to threaten other descendants of the divine sun. This made her feel extremely emotional. Tian Yu, do you see that soul? This is the soul of a divine sun descendant. Guess what I did? Yu Yin laughed loudly. I can turn you into this at any time. This soul has lost its memory. This is soul lost due. Where did you get the soul lost due? Great Master Tian Yu cried out in fear. Qin Yun is somewhat astonished because not many people know about the soul lost due. How do you know about the soul lost due? Yu Yin asked. Qin Yun sent her a sound transmission from the side, telling her to ask. This was done by those fellows from the Poison Sun Divine clan. After they made this kind of thing and were discovered by us, they were immediately killed. I didn't expect that this thing would still flow out. Where did you get it? Great Master Tian Yu said coldly. Yu Yin, you carry it. Who was the person behind? Possessing the soul lost due is equivalent to going against the entire law enforcement realm. Even the Heaven Secrets sect will not forgive you. I am Qin Yun. Qin Yun directly replied to Great Master Tian Yu and said, Do you think I am afraid of the law enforcement realm and the Heaven Secrets sect? Great Master Tian Yu did not immediately reply because he is currently extremely shocked. Tian Yu, you have two paths to choose from. Either you become Yu Yan's slave, or you choose to have your memories erased. Qin Yun said. Yu Yan looked at Qin Yun in shock. Qin Yun actually wanted her to enslave Great Master Tian Yu. Great Master Tian Yu was silent for a moment and asked, Master Qin, can I choose to be your slave? No. Qin Yun said, You can only be Yu Yan's slave. Master Qin, if you want me to be your slave, I have a generous gift for you. I have a gift for you. Master Tian Yu could not accept being enslaved by Yu Yan. You want to give me that heavenly universe origin body, right? Qin Yun said with a smile. I've already taken it. After Great Master Tian Yu heard this, he cursed in his heart. Tian Yu, don't worry. Master Yu, will not bully you. You have great value. If Master Qin needs you, I will let you live well. Yu Yan finally had a smile on her face. Great Master Tian Yu felt very helpless. He did not want to have his memories erased, nor did he want to be enslaved by Yu Yan. Right now, he had to choose between these two choices. Master Qin, if you guarantee that I will not be destroyed, I am willing to be Yu Yan's subordinate. Great Master Tian Yu could only admit defeat. I promise, Qin Yan said. For Yu Yan, being able to enslave Great Master Tian Yu is an incomparably delightful thing. Therefore, she naturally would not torture this enemy. All right, Great Master Tian Yu could only admit defeat. Chapter 2588. Tian Yu cursed in his heart, but he could only say with a smile, Thank you, Master Qin, for your concern for us brothers. I will thank Master Qin on behalf of my brother. I will bring Master Qin to find him as soon as possible. Yu Yan, who was at the side, felt very comfortable, but she still wanted to ask Qin Yan, Are you a devil? Tian Yu, who told you to find that heavenly universe origin body? Yu Yan looked at the soul and asked, Well, it's my original boss. Tian Yu said, My original boss was a king level-hidden assassin of heavenly secrets. He ordered me to come here to set up a formation and let me grind away the energy of a natural formation. This was just as Yu Yan had guessed. A higher-up had sent Great Master Tian Yu to do this. Qin Yun said, Your boss is a king level-hidden assassin of heavenly secrets. Did someone order him to find the heavenly universe origin body? Tian Yu nodded. I guess so too. It should be an order from the upper echelons of the Heaven Secrets sect. I'm just a small errand boy. Tian Yu, since you are a heaven-level hidden assassin of heavenly secrets, do you know where the Heaven Secrets sect is? Qin Yin wanted to find the Heaven Secrets sect as soon as possible. Even if he could not destroy the Heaven Secret sect now, he could definitely make them suffer heavy losses. I really don't know about this. Tian Yu was afraid that Qin Yin would not believe him and said anxiously, I don't dare to lie to you. Yu Yin was surprised and said, Even you don't know? Master Yu, you don't know that there are many heaven great assassins of Heaven's secret, but why are they still so low in status? If they knew where the Heaven Secret sect is, they would have been exposed long ago. Tian Yu sighed. I used to think that by becoming a heaven-level hidden assassin of heavenly secrets, I would know where the Heaven Secret sect is located. Moreover, I can enter inside, but I was wrong. Then what about the king-level hidden assassin of heavenly secrets? Qin Yin was somewhat disappointed. However, Tian Yu knew quite a lot of things and had some gains. If you become a hidden assassin of heavenly secrets, you will definitely know where the Heaven Secret sect is. My boss told me that every king-level hidden assassin of heavenly secrets has to return to the Heaven Secret sect to be inspected every once in a while. Tian Yu replied. Yu Yin knew what Qin Yin was thinking and was also shocked. Qin Yin clearly wanted to enslave a king-level assassin of heavenly secrets, and the best candidate was most likely the boss of Heavenly Jade. Tian Yu, is your brother also in Divine Moon of the Heavens? Asked Qin Yin. I'll let him come over. Tian Yu could only sell her younger brother now. After all, she was someone else's slave and had no choice. After you and your brother become my subordinates, you will act as usual. I won't interfere too much with your matters as long as you're obedient. Yu Yin said with a smile. These two brothers had once cheated Yu Yin. If they both became Yu Yan's slaves, then Yu Yin would have gotten her revenge. They released Tian Yu's soul and allowed it to return. He hid his body in his residence in Bright Moon City. Qin Yin said, Heaven Secret Sect, you planted a spy in the Divine Moon clan to plot against me. Now, it's my turn to plant a spy in the Heaven Secret Sect. Master Qin, are you really going to take down Tian Yu's boss? That is a king-level hidden assassin of heavenly secret. He is not easy to deal with. Yu Yin said, If you don't succeed, then brother Tian Yu and I will be exposed. The Heaven Secret Sect still doesn't know that Yu Yin and Tian Yu have betrayed them. Qin Yun's method of undoing their soul contracts is very brilliant. It won't be discovered and even allowed their original masters to sense them. It's just that they can't torture their souls through the soul contract. That's why I must succeed. Qin Yun also knows the consequences of failure. Although it won't cause him any losses, it will be very difficult to plan a spy in the Heaven Secret Sect in the future. If Yu Yin can really infiltrate the Heaven Secret Sect, even if she is discovered to be a spy, she won't die. Even the Heaven Secret Sect has not found an effective method to exterminate the souls of Divine Sun descendants. They once wanted to obtain the soul loss due, but they failed in the end. Therefore, they could only exterminate the Poison Sun Divine race. What made them miscalculate was that before the Poison Sun Divine race died, he threw out the soul loss due and it landed on the Divine Moon of the Heavens. The Heavenly Emperor almost obtained it, but Qin Yun beat him to it. Tian Yu has already returned to Bright Moon City. He will handle the matter with the Fifth Elder. Qin Yun and Yu Yin also returned to Bright Moon City. They are in Ming Yunyue's Crystal Moon Lane. Although Ming Yunyue didn't urge Qin Yun to return the Divine Universe Golden Stone, Qin Yun has always remembered it. Moreover, he is very concerned about this matter. Tian Yu's soul entered a new body. It looks a lot more normal. It's a tall and sturdy middle-aged man. He arrived at the Crystal Moon Lane. It was Qin Yin who asked him to come. Ming Yunyue didn't recognize this tall and sturdy middle-aged man, but she felt that he is very familiar. Yunyue, this is great Master Tian Yu, Qin Yun said with a smile. He changed his body. Bright Moon Saintess, hello. Tian Yu politely smiled and greeted Ming Yunyue. Ming Yunyue hates this guy to death. However, she saw that Tian Yu is not as overbearing as before. It is clear that he has been trained. Great Master Tian Yu, what's wrong? Ming Yunyue asked doubtfully. Didn't you want to kill me before? How would I dare? You are Master Qin's friend. Even if I had 10 guts, I wouldn't dare, Tian Yu said with a bitter smile. Ming Yunyue sat down in relief. When she heard Tianyu address Qin Yun as Master Qin, she knew that Tianyu has already been captured. Tianyu, I owe Yunyue more than 10 million divine universe goldstones. That fifth elder should be overflowing with wealth. Do you have any way to help me fish out a few million from fifth elder? Qin Yun said with a smile. This is also the reason why he asked Tianyu to come. That's not a problem. Tianyu is very confident and said with a smile. I can join hands with Bright Moon Saintess to set up a trap. All right then. Qin Yun nodded at Ming Yunyue and said, Yunyue, he can be trusted. You should have a good chat with him. All right. Ming Yunyue doesn't really care about the millions of divine universe goldstones. What she is very interested in is how to trick the fifth elder. She also hates this old thing to the bone. Little Yin, you stay here and listen. Maybe they need your help. Qin Yun said. Yes. Yu Yin nodded. Qin Yun left the hall and came to a very spacious basement. He had asked Ming Yunyue to prepare this. He released the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda from the basement. After entering the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda, he hurriedly took out the pill transformation heavenly furnace and the heavenly universe origin body. The furnace-shaped heavenly universe origin body now looks like the shadow of a furnace. After the heavenly universe origin body came out and saw the pill transformation heavenly furnace, it seemed very excited and actually directly charged into the pill transformation heavenly furnace. Hey! Qin Yun shouted in alarm. He wanted to stop the heavenly universe origin body, but he was a step too late. At the same time, the pill transformation heavenly furnace suddenly shook, producing a very strong shock wave that sent Qin Yun flying and crashing into the inner wall. What's going on? Qin Yun's expression changed. He is worried that the pill transformation heavenly furnace will lose control. Whether it is the pill transformation heavenly furnace or the heavenly universe origin body, they are both very precious. If he lost them all at once, he would definitely die of heartache. The pill transformation heavenly furnace constantly trembled, as if it is struggling. Little Yun, it seems like their fusion is not good. Ling Yuner said, the pill transformation heavenly furnace originally has a spirit inside. It will definitely reject the other spirit. Qin Yun can only take out the Gemini treasure mirror and shoot out the power of the mysterious fusion heavenly rune through the mirror and shine it on the pill transformation heavenly furnace. Not long after, the pill transformation heavenly furnace gradually stabilized and the cauldron's body constantly changed colors. Every time it changed color, it would release a burst of intense energy wave. Even Qin Yun found it difficult to move forward due to the energy wave. So strong. Qin Yun is secretly excited because a heavenly divine tool is about to be born. He previously thought that the pill transformation heavenly furnace is a heavenly divine tool. Now he knows that in order to become a true heavenly divine tool, one needs to fuse with the heavenly universe origin body. I am worried that this pill transformation heavenly furnace will not be easy to control in the future. Qin Yun obtained the Star Vault Divine Mirror before. It is a heavenly divine tool that is very difficult to use. Then I will communicate with the pill transformation heavenly furnace first. Ling Yuner also came out and released her mental power to communicate with the pill transformation heavenly furnace. Ling Yuner herself is a spirit body and a very strong one at that. Therefore, she can communicate with many spirit bodies. Little Yun, the pill transformation heavenly furnace, said that it needs to replenish energy. Ling Yuner said with a frown, Don't tell me it needs a large amount of divine universe golden stones. I don't have any divine universe golden stones. Qin Yun said with a smile, Let it eat the little divine sun. When Qin Yun stole 2,000 little divine suns, he hastily controlled the pill transformation heavenly furnace and entered a pearl of the 9-sun divine spirit. He then controlled a little divine sun to approach the pill transformation heavenly furnace. I should be able to absorb it myself, right? Qin Yun looked and discovered that the pill transformation heavenly furnace has suddenly become very large. After opening the lid, it can directly swallow the entire little divine sundae. So awesome. Ling Yuner is currently inside the pearl. After seeing this scene, she exclaimed in surprise, "I wonder how long it will take for it to evolve successfully. Previously, that Star Vault Divine Mirror made my big sister Star God leave me for so long." Ling Yuner also misses the delicate and charming Star God very much. Qin Yun said, "It doesn't matter if it takes a little longer as long as it can become stronger. After the pill transformation heavenly furnace becomes stronger, I can refine even stronger divine universe golden bullets." The speed of the pill transformation heavenly furnace's evolution is faster than Qin Yun and Ling Yuner's expectations. It actually succeeded in an instant. After the evolution, the pill transformation heavenly furnace has undergone a great change. Its entire body is pitch black, and there are no patterns on the surface of the furnace. It is very simple. Qin Yun took out the pill transformation heavenly furnace and opened the lid. He said in shock, "The space inside is so big. No wonder it could swallow a little divine sun." "Little Yun, in what aspect has the pill transformation heavenly furnace improved?" Ling Yuner asked. "It should be able to refine even stronger things. When I have more divine universe golden stones, I'll put it in and give it a try." Qin Yun patted the pill transformation heavenly furnace with a smile and said, "In the future, when I fight, I might be able to use it to block a bit." The pill transformation heavenly furnace immediately trembled. It seems to be somewhat dissatisfied. Chapter 2589. Ling Yun. Er's words also reminded Qin Yun. Qin Yun immediately let Yu Yin in. After Yu Yin came in, she saw the black pill transformation heavenly furnace and said in surprise, "Is this the furnace-shaped heavenly universe origin body from before?" "Yes, what's wrong?" Qin Yun asked. "This is not the heavenly universe origin body, but a heavenly divine tool." "How did you create a heavenly divine tool so quickly?" Yu Yin did not expect that after not seeing Qin Yun for half a day, he would turn the heavenly universe origin body into a real furnace. "I already have a very strong furnace," Qin Yun said with a smile. "Little Yin, let your soul fly out and enter this furnace. Let's see if it can fly out." "Do you think this furnace can trap the soul of a divine sun descendant?" Yu Yin did not want to fly in and muttered, "After my soul leaves my body, will you do anything to my body?" "If I wanted to do anything to you, I would have done a long time ago." Qin Yun snappily laughed. "Little Yin, you have followed me for so many days. Don't tell me you still don't know my character." Yu Yin pouted and said, "I'm just worried." "Oh right, Master Qin, if you want to test whether or not your soul can fly out, you can find Tianyu. He is my little brother now. I'll let him do it." "Is he in the Crystal Moon Lane?" Qin Yun found it somewhat funny. This Yin really immediately thought of Tianyu. "All right, then I'll give it a try." Yu Yin sat on a chair and let her soul fly out. Qin Yun opened the lid of the pill transformation heavenly furnace and said, "Fly in. Don't trap me for too long. I don't like the feeling of being trapped." Yu Yan's soul let out a voice. "Why would I trap you?" Qin Yun said with a smile. "Hurry up and go in." After Yu Yan's soul flew into the pill transformation heavenly furnace, Qin Yun immediately closed the lid. "Little Yin, can you escape?" Qin Yun asked. The pill transformation heavenly furnace shook a few times and Yu Yan's shout came out. "Master Qin, quickly let me out. I tried it just now, and it's the same as the soul creation heavenly cauldron. I can't fly out at all." Qin Yun immediately opened the lid and said in surprise, "I didn't expect this heavenly divine tool to be able to trap the soul of a divine sun descendant." After Yu Yan's soul flew out, she immediately entered her body. She walked over and patted the Dan transformation heavenly furnace, saying, "This is not strange. After all, it's a divine artifact of a universe. It's very normal for it to be able to trap our souls. When Tianyu comes, I'll let him try again," Qin Yun said with a smile. "That's for sure." Yu Yin also smirked. Ever since she took in Tianyu as her slave, She became a lot more cheerful and lively. She smiled a lot more, and her resentment towards Qin Yun gradually weakened. The pill transformation heavenly cauldron could condense anything into a pill, but it needed to absorb a lot of energy. Now that it had evolved into a divine weapon of the universe, the amount of energy it needed would definitely be even greater. Yuyan took out a cigarette and lit it up. She smoked in a cool manner and said, Master Qin, Tianyu, and Yunyue have already discussed the plan to trick Fifth Elder. I didn't expect Tianyu to be so treacherous. I'm starting to pity that Fifth Elder. Oh, how much can Yunyue earn? Said Qin Yun with a smile. About 5 million. Yunyue said that if she can earn it, she will also deduct the debt you owe her. Yin said, this Tianyu is really useful. He helped you get millions of Divine Universe golden stones in one go. I'm really inferior to him. But he's your little brother. Qin Yin smiled and patted her face. Then he took out a sound transmission divine pearl and contacted Ming Yongtian. Ming Yongtian quickly arrived at the living room of Qin Yun's suite. After he sat down, he lit a cigarette and said with a smile, Old cousin, your special supply cigarettes are really too good. I can't even bear to smoke them myself. I use them to give to people to build relationships. He waved the lit cigarette and said, Look at me, I'm smoking this kind of trash cigarette. What trash cigarette? Didn't you smoke this kind of cigarette before? Qin Yun chuckled and said, After smoking good cigarettes, you started to despise them? Yu Yin sat beside Qin Yun and asked curiously, Master Qin, what is a special supply cigarette? Yu Yin is a descendant of the Divine Sun, and the Bright Moon sect's disciples are all descendants of the Divine Moon. They have many things in common, and smoking is also one of their common hobbies. Qin Yin took out a cigarette and lit it for Yu Yin. Little Yin, look at how good your boss is. He even lit a cigarette for you. Ming Yongtian said with a smile, If you follow him, you won't have to worry about not having a good cigarette to smoke for the rest of your life. Yu Yin didn't know that Qin Yun could make unfettered smoke. She always thought that only the Bright Moon sect could make this kind of unfettered smoke. When she was in the Heaven Secret sect, many Earth-level hidden assassins of Heaven Secret smoked this kind of cigarette. And now, after she took a puff, she immediately realized the difference of this special supply cigarette. She took a deep breath and then exhaled in comfort. She exclaimed in admiration, It's really a good cigarette. Master Qin, where did you get it? Unfettered smoke can directly make the soul feel wonderful. Although Yu Yan's previous body was weak, her soul could feel the comfort brought by unfettered smoke. I made it. After Qin Yun finished speaking, he took out a box of cigarettes and handed it to Ming Yongtian. He said, Brother Ming, take a puff and see. Ming Yongtian took out a cigarette. This cigarette was golden, and the fragrance it emitted was also different. It was completely different from all the unfettered smoke. Unfettered smoke is too monotonous, so I changed it. Smoking this kind of cigarette gives you a very special feeling. It can make your mental power more concentrated for a short period of time, and then you can mobilize all the divine power in your body to erupt. Of course, there's side effects. If you stop smoking, your whole body will be very tired, but you will be fine after a good night's sleep. Qin Yin said. This was what Shui Qianzi and Zi Qinsheng came up with. They felt that they should make unfettered smoke more useful, especially when it comes to battle or healing. This way, it would be able to sell well. There are many divine medicines planted in the Nine Sun Divine Spirit, so they thought of it and did it. This is very good. Ming Yongtian chuckled and said, Is there a kind of cigarette? After smoking one, it can make a man full of energy and not fall for 7 nights. This caused Yu Yin to roll her eyes and scold in low voice. You men, you think of such dirty things all day long. Yu Yin is also very surprised. Not only can Qin Yun make better unfettered smoke, he can also make it better and have more functions. Ming Yongtian smoked a cigarette given by Qin Yun. Just as he took 2 puffs, his entire body became very spirited, as if his entire body is filled with explosive mental power. This is great. This kind of cigarette is much better than the special cigarettes. Ming Yongtian fiercely took 2 puffs then punched the ground a few times, creating a few craters. He laughed loudly and said, "My divine power seems to have increased by a lot. Look, you've already destroyed this place. When Yinyu comes back, she will definitely scold you." Qin Yin said with a smile, "She's a rich woman. She won't bicker with me." Ming Yongtian took the box of cigarettes given by Qin Yin and said, "Old cousin, I'll go give one to each of those bosses. How much do you plan to sell them for?" "How much do you think it can sell for?" Qin Yin asked. "How about this? You sell a box of 10, one box for 2,000 Divine Universe Golden Stones. I'll go out and give a try first." Ming Yongtian said. Qin Yin has made many automatic cigarette equipment. He can sell them at any time, but he doesn't want to sell them on a large scale in Bright Moon City. This will definitely be found out by Wang Haoyue. He is snatching business in other people's territory. No matter how polite Wang Haoyue is, she will definitely fight him to the death. However, he can let Ming Yongtian explore the market. After Ming Yongtian left, Yu Yin looked at Qin Yin with a strange expression and said in low voice, "Master Qin, can you give me a box of those special cigarettes? I'll be good to you in the future." Qin Yin did not say anything further. He directly took out a box of cigarettes and handed it to her. He said with a smile, "Ask me after you finish smoking." "Many thanks, Master Qin. I'll immediately do whatever you say in the future." Yu Yin took it with a smile. "You're welcome." Qin Yin waved his hand, curled his lips, and said, "You are not an ordinary woman. You don't have to be a maid or anything." Yu Yin immediately grabbed Qin Yin's arm and said with a smile, "I knew Master Qin wasn't that kind of person." "Little Yin, aren't you too unreserved? A box of cigarettes made you so obedient?" Qin Yin pinched her cheek. "Since I've already signed a soul contract with you, I might as well enjoy it." Yu Yin lit a cigarette and slumped down on a chair. She smoked comfortably and said in a tender voice, "Master Qin, you have the Divine King Heavenly Seal. You are destined to be the Divine King of Divine Desolate. It's not bad for me to follow you. Tian, you also secretly told me this. I don't want to be some Divine King right now. I want to be the King of Smoke. I want to sell cigarettes." Qin Yin said with a smile, "Speaking of which, do all of you who have immortal souls like to smoke so much?" Yu Yin sighed and said, "That's because our souls are too empty. Only smoke can give our souls a sense of fullness." The Bright Moon sect is now relying on selling cigarettes to earn a lot of money in exchange for a large amount of remnant sun souls. Ming Yinyu also said before that the older generation of the Bright Moon sect have already broken through the bottleneck of the Heavenly Monarch and entered a whole new realm. Qin Yin has never seen a remnant sun soul, so he planned to ask Ming Yinyu for some research. Very quickly, Yu Yin finished smoking the cigarette. While the aftertaste is endless, she also complained in a low voice, "Master Qin, the cigarette you made is long and has little tobacco. It can't burn at all, because I'm going to sell it to you. This way, I could save a lot of money." Qin Yin said, "I'll make something better for you in the future." Unscrupulous merchant. Yu Yin spat in a low voice. If she was not with Qin Yin, just based on the information she had, her understanding of Qin Yin would be too little. The Heaven Secret sect would never have thought that the Qin Yin they wanted to kill would actually start selling cigarettes. "Master Qin, your cigarettes will definitely receive a lot of attention from the Heaven Secret sect in the future. They want to steal your secret recipe and then send hidden assassins of heavenly secrets to investigate you, the King of Smoke." Yu Yin said very seriously, "Is that so? That's very good." Qin Yin's eyes lit up as he said with a smile, "I want to make a type of cigarette specially used to numb the descendants of the Divine Sun, making them addicted and unable to stop. Let's call it Big Smoke." Yu Yin said in shock, "If you can really make it, then the descendants of the Divine Sun will be in chaos. Maybe in the end, all the descendants of the Divine Sun will unite to kill you." Chapter 2590. Qin Yin did not have to wait long before Ming Yongtian returned with a smile on his face. It was clear that he had gained a lot. The cigarettes he had just gone out to peddle must be very popular. "Bro, that kind of cigarette has been praised by several bosses. They all asked me if I could make a reservation." Ming Yongtian smiled and said, I didn't tell them that I had a lot. I only told them that it was very rare. Since it's so popular, I'll start selling it in the future. If we release a large amount of goods in Bright Moon City, it will definitely attract the attention of many parties. Qinyan only wanted Ming Yongtian to give it a try and see if it could sell well. According to Ming Yongtian's feedback, it was definitely going to be popular. It was just that he wasn't sure how much it would cost. There's only one type of unfettered smoke from the Bright Moon Church, and it's not of good quality. If you want to sell it, I suggest that you create your own name. Don't call it Xiao Yao Yin. Ming Yongtian smiled and said, otherwise, the Bright Moon Church might say that you're imitating them and come looking for trouble with you. Yu Yin nodded and said, Lord Qin, what Brother Ming said is very reasonable. Let's change the name of our cigarettes. I have a pretty good name. It's called Heavenly Ecstasy. Ming Yongtian seemed to have already thought of a name. Qinyan shook his head in disgust. This name won't do. That's called Heaven Flipping High. Ming Yongtian said. Yu Yin rolled her eyes and curled her lips. What's the difference between this and the previous one? Ming Yongtian muttered. I think it's very good. We don't have to use the same name. We can use different names for different types of cigarettes. Qinyan said with a smile. If it is a common type of cigarette, we will call it Elegant Smoke. When I make other breeds in the future, I can call it Heaven Shaking Pleasure or something. This is not bad. Ming Yongtian smiled and said, Bro, you should make a type of cigarette that can truly make the heavens turn upside down. That would definitely be a hit. The negative effects of this kind of thing must be very big. Qinyan waved his hand and said, as long as it is a bit ordinary, it will be fine. Ming Yongtian laughed and said, Brother, when can you start selling your cigarettes? The tycoons I know can't wait any longer. Don't worry, when the time comes, I will let you be in charge of selling. Qinyan also trusted Ming Yongtian very much. The matter of selling cigarettes could be left to Ming Yongtian. Qinyan would be in charge of manufacturing the cigarettes, and he would be behind the scenes. He had to hide his identity and not let the Heaven Secret sect or the Bright Moon sect know about it. Once this business expanded, it would definitely attract the attention of various powerful forces. When Ming Yongtian found out that he was going to be in charge of sales, he was extremely excited. However, Qinyan also explained the risks to him. Brother Ming, if you want to help me sell cigarettes, once you're targeted by Wang Haoyue or the law enforcement world, you will be in great danger. Qinyan said, this is not an easy task. Don't worry, they can't kill me. After some time, when my parents are back, I will pull them along. Our family is a business family. Look at my sister. She's a rich woman now. Ming Yongtian had always been inferior to his younger sister, so he had always felt inferior. However, there was an opportunity in front of him that could make him rich. All right, I'll discuss the specifics with you later. Qinyan said, if you really want to do it, don't stay in Bright Moon City. It's best if you go to Divine Desolate. The market of Divine Desolate has already been opened by the Bright Moon sect. Many people are addicted to smoking. As long as Qinyan and the others sell better cigarettes than the Bright Moon sect, they will immediately surpass them. Qinyan not only wants to earn Divine Universe Metal Stones to repay his debt, he also has a bigger plan. He wants to study this kind of cigarette in the future and see how he can make the descendants of Divine Sun addicted. As long as he can do it, he can control them. The souls of the descendants of Divine Sun are different from humans. Compared to humans, the souls of the descendants of Divine Sun are more infatuated with Xiao Yao Yin. If he can find something that can make them addicted to Xiao Yao Yin, he might be able to control them. Ming Yongtian suddenly took out a communication talisman and said, Old cousin, there's a person called Tian Rue outside. He said that great Master Tian, you sent him here. Yu Yin said anxiously, this guy is Tian Yu's younger brother. Qinyan nodded. Tian Yu had indeed betrayed his younger brother. He actually sent his younger brother over so quickly. Tian Yu directly sent his younger brother over? Qinyan still has not made a good plan. Let's go see Tian Rue first. Yu Yin stood up and walked out. Qinyan and Ming Yongtian followed behind her. In a hall outside, Tian Rue walked back and forth with his hands behind his back. He is a refined, middle-aged man dressed in white. He looks very righteous and doesn't look like a heavenly secret assassin at all. Master Yu, this is Master Qin, right? Tian Rue looked at Qin Yun and said with a smile. Little brother Tian Rue greets Master Qin. Qin Yun is startled and looked at Yu Yin. Yu Yin is also very shocked, because Tian Rue has not signed a master-servant contract with her. After seeing Qin Yun, he actually directly called him Master Qin. There is only one possibility. Tian, you made her little brother admit defeat. But isn't this little brother too obedient? Tian Rue, did your brother tell you everything? Yu Yin asked doubtfully. That's right. Master Yu, I will sign a soul contract with you right now. However, there is still contract soul power in my soul. I need Master Qin to help me remove it. After Tian Rue finished speaking, he sat on a chair and let his soul fly out of his body. Qin Yun took out the soul creation heavenly cauldron and let Tian Rue's soul enter the cauldron. Then he refined the contract soul power. When Ming Yong Tian saw that Qin Yun can refine the contract soul power, he couldn't help but be shocked. This is very difficult to get rid of, but Qin Yun easily did it. Tian Rue straightforwardly signed a master-servant contract with you, Yin, and his soul returned to his body. Tian Rue, what's going on with you? Why are you so willing to admit defeat? Yu Yin is somewhat confused. My brother said that following Master Qin is more promising, just based on the fact that Master Qin can defy the heavenly rules. I feel that Master Qin is definitely stronger than those guys from the Heavenly Secret sect. Tian Rue said with a smile. The relationship between the two brothers is very good. Tian Yu told Tian Rue everything about him being defeated. After knowing that his brother was defeated, after careful consideration, Tian Rue decided to join Qin Yun's side. In any case, following Qin Yun in the Heavenly Secret sect is almost the same. In addition, just like Tian Rue said, Qin Yun defy the heavenly rules and Tao. In the future, he might be able to completely break the heavenly rules and Tao and become the overlord of the new era. They are descendants of the Divine Sun, and Qin Yun has mastered the secret method of making soul loss due. In the future, he will definitely be able to create a method to kill the souls of the descendants of the Divine Sun. If they rely on Qin Yun early, not only will they be able to save their lives, they will also be able to achieve meteoric success. It is much better than staying in a place like the Heavenly Secret sect. In the living room of Qin Yun's suite, Yu Yin, Qin Yun, and Tian Rue are discussing in secret. Ming Yong Tian also took the cigarette given by Qin Yun and went out to have fun. Tian Rue is introducing himself and talking about his strengths. He is not proficient in inscriptions, but he is proficient in the Tao of pills, and he is also a very knowledgeable person. After Qin Yun heard this, he also thinks that he is a good talent. Tian Rue, have you heard of the Terminator profound killing curse? Qin Yun asked. Tian Rue knows more things than Tian Yu. Although he is the younger brother, he is deeply loved by their boss. Speaking of the Terminator profound killing curse, Tian Rue's expression changed, and he said, "Of course I have heard of it. This Terminator profound killing curse is one of the 5 great curse techniques of the Heavenly Secret sect. The Heavenly Secret sect has 5 curse heavenly venerables. They are divided into East, South, West, and Central. As for which curse heavenly venerables it is, I am not sure. Can it be removed after being hit by the Terminator profound killing curse?" Qin Yun asked again. Tian Rue frowned and shook his head. After being hit by the Terminator profound killing curse, one will die without a doubt. Of course, if the soul is immortal, then they definitely won't die. If it is a normal living being, after being hit by the Terminator profound killing curse, their body and soul will quickly die. There is no time to remove the curse. What if it is in an environment where time is still? Qin Yun asked again. Oh, if that is the case, it can indeed stop the curse power from spreading and win the chance to remove the curse. Tian Rue asked. Master Qin, could it be that you have a friend who was hit by the Terminator profound killing curse? When Qin Yun asked earlier, he had roughly guessed it. Although he was shocked in his heart, he thought of many things. After all, he was from the Heaven Secret sect and had a lot of information about Qin. That's right. Qin nodded and said, when I was in the Divine Moon clan, I met a spy from the Heaven Secret sect. They used the Terminator Profound Killing Curse. After my friends were hit by this curse, I placed them in an environment where time was still, as expected of Master Qin, to be able to do this in the first place. Otherwise, your friends would have died without a doubt. Tian Rue exclaimed. This was actually Ling Yun, Er's reminder to Qin Yun. At that time, Qin Yun was extremely depressed. Ling Yun was always able to remind him at the most critical moment. Tian Rue, I want to understand the Terminator Profound Killing Curse better. Can you help me? Qin Yun asked. If you want to understand it better, then you can only capture my boss. When Tian Rue spoke of this matter, his expression was very calm. You already have a plan, right? Qin Yun said with a smile. Tian Rue and Tian Yu's boss were the same person, a king-level hidden assassin of heavenly secrets with a relatively high status. Yu Yin began to feel nervous. After all, she was only an earth-level hidden assassin of heavenly secrets. A king-level hidden assassin of heavenly secrets was a high and mighty existence to her. I already have, but I need Master Qin's cooperation. Tian Rue said. I will cooperate with you. Qin Yun said. When do we make our move? Our brother's boss is a king-level hidden assassin of heavenly secrets. He is a very cautious person. If you want to lure him into a trap, you need a good enough bait. Tian Rue said. I heard from my brother that Master Qin has already obtained the heavenly universe origin body. Qin Yun nodded and said, I have already fused with the heavenly universe origin body. It is now a heavenly divine tool. I'm afraid it can't be used as bait. Then is there anything else better? Tian Rue was slightly startled. He didn't expect Qin Yun to turn the heavenly universe origin body into a heavenly divine tool so quickly. Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box. Will this do? Chapter 2591. There were a total of 9 Bloodline Heavenly Pattern boxes, and more than half of them were in Qin Yun's hands. One of them was even with Ming Yunyue. Even those from a Heaven's Secrets Gate only knew what the Bloodline Heavenly Pattern box looked like. Even if they had seen it before, they wouldn't be able to tell if it was real or fake. If we really want to use the Bloodline Heavenly Pattern box to lure my boss, how can we make him believe it? Tian Rue said, that old man is still quite suspicious. He'll definitely ask me how I knew it was a Bloodline Heavenly Pattern box. Yu Yin said, if the box was placed in front of me, I definitely wouldn't recognize it. We know too little about Bloodline Heavenly Patterns. He had to make the old fox believe him, so he couldn't reveal any flaws. Thus, he could only use the truth and falsehood to deceive the old fox. How much intelligence does the Heaven Secrets chapter have on Bright Moon Saintess Ming Yunyue? Asked Qin Yun. Ming Yunyue is the Bright Moon Saintess, and she is extremely powerful. Even Wang Haoyue, the sect master, was afraid of her. Her parents are Bright Moon disciples of the older generation, and they are very good at business, so they were sent out to do business. Tian Rue looked around and said, the Crystal Moon Lane we are in is the best shop in Ming Yunyue's hands. Qin Yun nodded. Anything else? Tian Rue continued. She has a good-for-nothing brother called Ming Yongtian. I've met him before, but according to my investigation these past 2 days, there are some discrepancies in the information. Her brother is now doing very well. This should be Master Qin secretly helping him, right? Originally, he was a hopeless person, but now he is doing so well. This made Tian Rue believe that if he followed Qin Yun, he would be able to achieve meteoric success. I just helped him with a little bit of favor. Brother Ming has been working very hard. He just didn't have any good opportunities before. Qin Yun waved his hand with a smile and continued to ask, other than that, how much do you know about Yinyu? Tian Rue shook his head and looked at Yu Yin. Yu Yin also shook her head and said, I know about the same as Tian Rue. Also, some time ago, Yinyu actually agreed to let Wang Haoyue's daughter become the saintess This is rather sudden, because before this, Ming Yunyue will not allow a new holy maiden to appear. Tian Rue said, "This is not strange. Ming Yunyue and Wang Haoyue must have made a deal in secret. According to my investigation, Wang Haoyue's daughter, Wang Yuejiao, has an extremely good relationship with Ming Yunyue. She does not pose any threat to Ming Yunyue's position as the great saintess." "That's right. Are there any more?" Qin Yun said. Tian Ru and Yu Yin thought that Qin Yun was testing them. The Tiansha Battle Immortal and Ming Yunyue are very close. Before this, the Tiansha Battle Immortal had once wreaked havoc in the Crystal Moon Lane. It must be Master Qin who took care of the Tiansha Battle Immortal. Tian Rue smiled and said, "I also know that the Tiansha Battle Immortal has a very powerful divine saber in his hands. The other Battle Immortals of the Bright Moon sect are very envious. That saber was probably refined by Master Qin, right?" Yu Yin snorted and said, "How do you sky-grade hidden agents of heaven's secrets know so much?" Tian Rue laughed heartily and said, "Master Yui, the heaven-rank heavenly secret assassins have also secretly developed many underlings to gather all kinds of information. As for Bright Moon City's intelligence, the Heaven Secrets Gate will be distributed to my boss. This matter will naturally be handled by us two brothers. There is another very important matter that you actually don't know about," Qin Yun said with a smile. "This is definitely something that your boss will be very interested in. Master Qin, please speak." Tian Rue is somewhat surprised because he feels that their investigation is more or less complete. Tian Rue and Tian Yu, relying on their status and ability, have a very good relationship with the upper echelons of the Bright Moon sect. Therefore, they can gather a lot of important information. Wang Haoyue previously borrowed the Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box from the Divine Moon Clan's Emperor. "Do you know about this?" Qin Yun said. "We naturally know about this. Tian Shixiang has the Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box and lent it to Wang Haoyue many years ago. Furthermore, it was guaranteed by Mu Yu. Wang Haoyue used that Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box to multiply a large number of Bright Moon sect disciples." Tian Rue said with frown, "But that Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box was returned to Tian Shixiang in the end." Qin Yun said, "It was not returned to the Divine Moon Clan's Emperor. That Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box is with Ming Yunyue." Tian Rue and Yu Yin are greatly shocked because this is something that they never expected. How could the Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box be with Ming Yunyue? However, when they thought about how Wang Haoyue is so afraid of Ming Yunyue, it is clearly because of this reason. Inform this information to your boss and say that the Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box is with Ming Yunyue's brother. I believe that with your boss's ability, he will definitely be able to confirm that the Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box is with Ming Yunyue. Tian Rue repeatedly nodded. "If that's the case, then it makes sense." Qin Yun said again, "I will let Ming Yongtian and Ming Yunyue cooperate with us. I will make a fake Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box very quickly. If there is a fake Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box, I will record it and send it back to boss. This way, he will believe it even more," Tian Rue said. Qin Yun immediately took action based on his memory and made a Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box. Moreover, it is round. Ming Yunyue's Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box looks exactly like this. Furthermore, the Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box on the box's surface is very realistic. If a Heaven Secret sect's upper echelon saw it, they would immediately recognize it as a Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box. Yu Yin said, "Tian Rue, will your boss tell his superiors about this?" Tian Rue shook his head and said, "Absolutely not. Everyone wants to pocket the Bloodline Heavenly Pattern Box. Our boss is no exception. If he has the chance to pocket it, he won't share this secret with others. White Sun Elven Emperor was also the same. He clearly had it, but he didn't want to hand it over to all the Heavenly Venerables. That's why he was swindled by Qin Yun. Then you better make up a good story. Once he believes it, we will proceed to the next step." Qin Yun said. Tian Rue immediately took action. Qin Yun also gave him a sound transmission divine pearl. Tian Rue and Tian Yu have spatial communication tools. They can quickly contact their boss and send back some images. Qin Yin called Ming Yongtian over and asked him to cooperate with him. He asked him to take the Bloodline Heavenly Pattern box and pretend to show off to Tian Yu. Tian Rue recorded this scene and sent it back to their boss. Tian Yu and Tian Rue's boss is called Chu Wuxing. He usually uses the body of an old man. Neither of them had ever seen Chu Wuxing's true body. Not long after, Tian Rue contacted Qin Yun and said that Chu Wuxing is very excited after hearing the news. Moreover, he said that he will come to Heavenly Divine Moon as soon as possible. Qin Yun immediately left with Ming Yongtian. Ming Yongtian has a few small mines in his possession. From time to time, he would go and check on the mining progress. There are some buildings near those small mines. Ming Yongtian would go and check on his mines for a day or two. Qin Yun and Ming Yongtian spent a whole day flying to a small mine very far from Bright Moon City. Qin Yun chose a small building and set up a trap. Then he waited for Tian Rue and Tian Yu to arrive with Chu Wuxing in a small hall. Chu Wuxing is a king-level hidden assassin of Heavenly Secret. This kind of old fox is very cautious. Qin Yun doesn't have absolute confidence in capturing him. Ming Yongtian is not afraid of death. Therefore, even if he knows that he is facing a very strong king-level hidden assassin of Heavenly Secret, he is still very calm. Ming Yunyuan knows about this, but Qin Yun doesn't want her to participate directly. He only wants her to know that if needed, she can immediately cooperate. If too many people were involved, there would be even more flaws. Even Yin had been hidden by Qin Yun, preventing her from showing herself. If it were anyone else, Qin Yun would definitely release the Heaven Eye clone in the air. But now, he has no choice but to put it away. If Chu Wuxing discovers that something is wrong, he will definitely run away. Chapter 2592. Tian Rue and Tian Yu were inside the room, looking at the shaking soul creation Heavenly Cauldron in shock. This guy, isn't he a bit too careless? Is he really a king-level hidden assassin of Heavenly Secrets? Is that all? Qin Yun patted the soul creation Heavenly Cauldron and couldn't help but laugh. We confirmed earlier that this is Chu Wuxing's main soul, not a puppet avatar. Tian Yu said. Tian Rue laughed mischievously. Chu Wuxing probably didn't expect us to betray him, and he definitely didn't expect Qin Yun to attack him. Chu Wuxing indeed didn't suspect Tian Yu and Tian Rue because the two brothers had signed a soul contract with him. However, what Chu Wuxing didn't expect was that Qin Yun had already removed the soul power contract between the two brothers. Furthermore, Chu Wuxing didn't notice it at all. This was an extremely brilliant method. Because of this premise, Tian Rue and Tian Yu could continue to stay in the Heaven Secrets sect. Yu Yin was released by Qin Yun. She couldn't believe that a king-level hidden assassin of Heavenly Secrets had been captured. She suddenly felt that she wasn't that bad after all. After all, Heaven and king-level hidden assassins of Heavenly Secrets had fallen into Qin Yun's hands. Moreover, this was also thanks to her. If she hadn't led them to Tian Yu, these people wouldn't have fallen into Qin Yun's hands one after another. Big Boss Chu, calm down. Qin Yun patted the soul creation Heavenly Cauldron and laughed mischievously. No matter what you do, it's useless. Tian Yu and Tian Rue, you two bastards. I will make you regret this. Chu Wuxing's angry shout came from the soul creation Heavenly Cauldron. He wanted to kill the two brothers, but they were Divine Sun descendants and couldn't be killed. They had no choice. Big Boss Chu, do you know who I am? Qin Yun said with a smile. Chu Wuxing said angrily. Qin Yun, you traitor, you won't have a good ending. Just you wait. Once I get out, I'll make you pay. He was inside the soul creation Heavenly Cauldron, so he knew what was trapping him. Everyone knew that Qin Yun had a soul creation Heavenly Cauldron that could trap the souls of Divine Sun descendants. Qin Yun immediately released a soul whose memory had been erased and let it float around Chu Wuxing. Soon, Chu Wuxing cried out in shock, Whose soul is this? Why can't I remember anything? I don't know who it is either. This guy should be a 6-star heavenly monarch from the law enforcement world. Qin Yun said, Big Brother Chu, do you know how I erase my memories? You have the soulless do. Chu Wuxing cried out again. That's right. Don't blame your two subordinates. They were captured by me with this move. Qin Yun said with a smile. Tian Yu and Tian Rue had a look of helplessness on their faces. At that moment, they had nothing to complain about. After all, they had already boarded Qin Yun's pirate ship. Furthermore, he had even dragged their boss into the water. From their point of view, a family should be neat and tidy. Big Boss Chu, have a good talk with your two subordinates. Qin Yun signaled Tian Yu and Tian Ru to come over and let them talk with Chu Wuxing using mental power. It would be better for them to convince Chu Wuxing because Sky Sharp and Sky Jade would explain to Chu Wuxing the benefits of working for Qin Yun. Qin Yun and Yu Yin waited patiently by the side. Not long after, Tian Yu and Tian Ru nodded at Qin Yun. Qin Yun, I am willing to cooperate with you, but I must sign a contract with you. I will not sign a contract with a girl like Yu Yin. Chu Wuxing groaned. Why are you so arrogant? You are now in my hands. Yu Yin is somewhat angry and patted the soul creation heavenly cauldron. She had indeed fantasized that Qin Yun would make this king-level dark assassin of heavenly secrets her little brother. All right, sign it with me. Qin Yun said. There is one more condition. We will sign an equal contract, not a master and servant contract. I will listen to you, but you must not treat me like a slave. Also, you must listen to my opinion. Chu Wuxing said. Chu Wuxing could not betray Qin Yun by signing this contract. Otherwise, his soul would be eternally tortured. This was the most painful thing for a divine son descendant. No problem. Qin Yun also agreed. After all, Chu Wuxing was a king-level dark assassin of heavenly secrets. He had the capital to negotiate with him. Then, Qin Yun did the same thing as before and helped Chu Wuxing erase the soul power of the contract. He was somewhat surprised that someone like Chu Wuxing could sign a soul contract with a Heaven Secrets Gates upper echelon. Finally, Chu Wuxing and Qin Yun successfully signed the soul contract. After this, Qin Yun could let Chu Wuxing come out without worry. Qin Yun did not destroy Chu Wuxing's body previously. After Chu Wuxing came out, he wanted to kick the soul creation heavenly cauldron, but Qin Yun immediately put it away. We are on the same side from now on. Elder Chu, don't blame Tian Yu and Tian Rue. Qin Yun said with a smile. Those two ingrates. It was impossible for Chu Wuxing not to feel resentment. If he had not been betrayed by his two subordinates, he would not have fallen. Ming Yongtian watched from the side. He was already used to this. After all, it was Qin Yun's doing, so he did not find it strange at all. What's going on with the bloodline heavenly pattern box? Chu Wuxing looked at Ming Yongtian and could not help but ask. After all, this was the reason he came here. It was also the bloodline heavenly pattern box that caused him to fall. Although the descendants of the divine sun god only had souls, their souls were also greedy. Chu Wuxing fell into the trap because of greed. It's fake, Qin Yun said. How can it be fake? It's too realistic. It's just like the legend. It's Tian Shixiang's bloodline heavenly pattern box. Chu Wuxing curled his lips and said. Qin Yun took out the fake bloodline heavenly pattern box and threw it to Chu Wuxing. Here you go. Chu Wuxing caught it and carefully looked at it. Then he vigorously threw it to the ground and even stomped on it a few times. He cursed in low voice. Fuck this broken thing. It's killing me. I have the real one. Qin Yun said with a smile. I know you have a real one, but yours should be purple. Purple Sun Fairy Emperor gave it to you. If you used purple as a fake, I wouldn't have been fooled. Chu Wuxing said. Qin Yun asked. Elder Chu, how much do you know about bloodline heavenly patterns? Chu Wuxing shook his head. I really don't know. In short, everyone is looking for them. The entire law enforcement world's upper echelons are looking for bloodline heavenly patterns everywhere. It's like they have gone crazy. I heard that bloodline heavenly patterns are related to the 9 heavens. It's said that it can recreate the 9 heavens. It's the root of the 9 heavens. Qin Yun said. It's not that simple. Chu Wuxing waved his hand. The law enforcement world's upper echelons are not interested in recreating the nine heavens. There must be some big secret hidden inside bloodline heavenly patterns. Qin Yun was very surprised that even Chu Wuxing didn't know much about bloodline heavenly patterns. Ming Yong Tian tactfully left when he heard them talking about some big secret. He didn't want to know too much. He just wanted to quietly get rich. What about the Terminator profound killing curse? Qin Yun asked. Tian Rue said that it was made by one of the heaven's secret sects, 5 curse art heavenly venerables. Who made it? As a king-level secret agent, he knew much more than Tian Rue and the others. Northern heavenly venerable black killer. It's his signature curse art. It's the Terminator profound killing curse that made him ranked 3rd among the 5 curse art heavenly venerables. Chu Wuxing said. Only 3rd? Tian Rue said in shock. Yes. 1st is middle heavenly venerable. 2nd is eastern heavenly venerable. Chu Wuxing sighed. Although he's 3rd, northern heavenly venerable black killer isn't that far off from 1st and 2nd. Qin Yun already knew who made the curse art. He couldn't find a way to break it, so he could only find northern heavenly venerable black killer. Yu Yin asked, is black killer in the heaven's secret sect? Chu Wuxing nodded. Yes, he's in the heaven's secret sect. I've seen him a few times. Really? Boss Chu, I didn't expect you to meet such a person. Tian Yu quickly said. Bullshit, boss. Chu Wuxing became angry just thinking about it. They called him Boss Chu, but secretly sold him out. Elder Chu, can you bring me into the heaven's secret sect? Qin Yun asked. He must go to the heaven's secret sect. Chu Wuxing already knew Qin Yun's intentions. He also knew that he was Qin Yun's spy in the heaven's secret sect. His goal was to fight against the heaven's secret sect. It's impossible now. It's not easy to sneak into the heaven's secret sect. Qin Yun, I can help you find the information you need. If there is an opportunity, I will bring you to the heaven's secret sect. Chu Wuxing said. Then tell me the location of the heaven's secret sect. I will go by myself. That way I won't expose you. Qin Yun said. Chu Wuxing shook his head. Truth be told, even I don't know where the heaven's secret sect is. Every time I return to the heaven's secret sect, I have to go through several teleportation portals. According to my guess, the heaven's secret sect should be in many different spaces. Qin Yun has little Aunt Queen, so he doesn't think it will be difficult for him to find the heaven's secret sect. I will refine a tool for you to bring back to the heaven's secret sect. That way, I will be able to track the location of the heaven's secret sect. Qin Yun immediately thought of this method. With little Aunt Queen's help, it will work. If it really doesn't work, he can ask the experts from the other space race for help. All right, Chu Wuxing also agreed. As long as he doesn't expose himself, there is nothing to be afraid of. Qin Yun brought Chu Wuxing into a secret room. Although Yu Yin and the others won't betray him, Qin Yun doesn't want too many people to know about this matter. After entering the secret room, Qin Yun directly asked, are the 2 spies in the Divine Moon clan still alive? How can you be sure? Chu Wuxing is somewhat surprised. The heaven's secret sect's upper echelons all think that you won't discover this matter. You will think that they are dead. My matter in the Divine Moon clan has been leaked, and the Divine Moon clan's great emperor has ordered that this matter cannot be leaked. So there are only 2 possibilities. Either there are still spies in the Divine Moon clan, or the 2 spies I killed were only very high-level avatars. Chapter 2593. Heavenly Secrets Sects King Level Heavenly Secrets Secret Assassins know that there is a traitor in Divine Moon Clan. This means that the Heavenly Secret Sect's upper echelon deliberately leaked this secret. Senior Chu, when did you know that there is a traitor in Divine Moon Clan? Qin Yun asked. Actually, we all guessed it. Moreover, the Heavenly Secret Sect's upper echelon intentionally or unintentionally leaked this information to make our sect more confident. After all, law enforcers can't do anything to you, but Heavenly Secret Sect has a way to destroy your reputation and make you and Divine Moon Clan irreconcilable. Chu Wuxing said. Are the Dark Moon and Blood Moon Dukes of the Mystic Moon clan really dead? Who is the mastermind behind them being planted in Divine Moon clan? Qin knows that Muyu is definitely involved, but he is not sure. Chu Wuxing furrowed his brows and said, "Us king-level dark agents have discussed this matter before. It is indeed very difficult to achieve such a feat. I am not afraid to tell you that us king-level assassins admire the person who set this up, but we don't know who did it. This is a very formidable scheme. He predicted that I would become the Divine Moon clan's acting clan emperor and then use this trick to make me and the Divine Moon clan's emperor become enemies. He wanted to borrow the Divine Moon clan's emperor's hand to kill me." Qin Yun faintly smiled. However, he still miscalculated many things. Chu Wuxing said, "This plan was set up many years ago. It is very normal that it did not reach the final goal. But now that your reputation has been ruined and you are being hunted down by Divine Moon clan, this is not a small blow to you." Qin Yun spread his hands and said with sigh, "What does my reputation count for? So long as I have strength, what is there to fear? The biggest blow to me is that all my friends have been hit by the Terminator Shin-killing curse. Reputation is nothing to Qin Yun. After all, he has great strength. Moreover, his friends know him very well. They won't be affected by those rumors and slanders. And now, Xian Rujing, Yi Yaoxue, and the others have no choice but to sleep. This is what makes Qin Yun sad. That's right. When I returned to Heavenly Secret Sect, I met a few king-level assassins and discussed it with them. We found it very strange that Divine Moon Clan is not retaliating against you. Logically speaking, Tian Shixiang should be hostile to Divine Hall of Nanyang. But now, they're actually allowing Divine Hall of Nanyang to come to Divine Moon." Chu Wuxing was very confused. "I am no longer a palace king of the Nanyang Divine Palace. The Nanyang Divine Palace and the Heavenly Sword Formation have nothing to do with me." He also found it odd. The Divine Moon clan really did not restrict the Nanyang Divine Palace from coming to the Divine Moon of the heavens. No, even though you tried your best to distance yourself from the sky-piercing sword formation and the Divine Palace of Nanyang, everyone knows that you are the true Palace King of Nanyang. Chu Wuxing said, "Elder Chu, help me investigate this. Who plotted the Mystic Moon clan, and whether the real Blood Moon and Dark Moon are still alive?" Qin Yun paced back and forth a few steps and said again, "Also, who are the fake Blood Moon and Dark Moon? I want to know everything. I'll try my best." Chu Wuxing wasn't confident either, as this involved the higher-ups of the Heaven Secrets Gate. Qin Yun said, "I suspect that Mother Moon is involved. Only she would be able to send two such important people into the Divine Moon clan." Chu Wuxing nodded and said, "Some of us king-level secret agents also think so. Elder Chu, if you do well, I will not treat you unfairly." Qin Yun patted Chu Wuxing's shoulder. "I saw you use a black furnace to capture me. If I am not wrong, that furnace should be a Heavenly Universe divine tool. Was it evolved from Heavenly Universe origin body?" Chu Wuxing suddenly mentioned this matter. "I obtained this Heavenly Universe origin body from a mind seal." Qin Yun took out the pill transformation Heavenly Furnace and placed it in front of Chu Wuxing. Chu Wuxing secretly felt heartache because this furnace originally belonged to him. "This is the pill transformation Heavenly Furnace. Have you heard of it?" Qin Yun asked. "What? This is the pill transformation Heavenly Furnace?" Chu Wuxing's expression changed. He is filled with shock. Then he circled around the pill transformation Heavenly Furnace. "It seems like this pill transformation Heavenly Furnace is very famous." Qin Yun laughed. "Heaven Secret's Gate still underestimated you. I did not expect you to have such a good thing in your hands." Chu Wuxing is very envious and sighed. Qin Yun said, "Heaven's Secret's Gate also attaches great importance to this furnace. It was not like this before. I just evolved it into a Heavenly Universe divine tool." Chu Wuxing placed his hand on the pill transformation Heavenly Furnace and said, "So you did not waste the Heavenly Universe origin body. It is best to use it on the pill transformation Heavenly Furnace." Not only are Heaven's Secrets Gate, the entire law enforcement world, the strongest people of the Divine Sun descendants all want this pill transformation heavenly furnace. Qin Yun is very surprised that the pill transformation heavenly furnace is so attractive to the Divine Sun descendants. Why? Qin Yun's expression is filled with doubt. He asked, "You should need the spirit creation heavenly furnace even more, because it can increase the quality of all kinds of things. For example, if you put a large amount of stones into the pill transformation heavenly furnace and refine them, they will turn into a pill. And this pill must be a very good material." The pill transformation heavenly furnace can turn waste into treasure. Qin Yun nodded and said, "But it requires a lot of energy." Chu Wuxing shook his head and smiled. "Energy? Is there enough energy inside the Divine Sun? Divine Sun descendants need very strong body. If the materials used to make the body have been refined by the pill transformation heavenly furnace, it will be very strong. Old Chu, if you have the materials, I can help you refine it. If you need a strong body, I can also help you. You should know that I am an inscription master, right?" Qin Yun said. "Of course I know. However, you're not good at making puppet bodies. You don't have any experience in this field." Chu Wuxing shook his head. "You don't have any experience in this field." Qin Yun secretly urged the heavenly puppet inscription spirit and released blood spirit power. Then through a large amount of inscription spirits, he condensed a human figure in the air. Chu Wuxing looked at the human figure formed from densely packed runes and can't help but take a deep breath. He exclaimed in admiration and said, "If I am not wrong, these runes contain heavenly puppet mysteries. You have heavenly puppet inscription spirit?" Divine King Jiangxian, who had heavenly puppet inscription spirit, was killed by me, Qin Yun said with smile. "Good. Very good." Chu Wuxing suddenly became very excited. Qin Yun took out a sound transmission divine pearl and handed it over to Chu Wuxing. Although Chu Wuxing suffered a setback in this trip, he also gained some and lost some. At least he saw the hope of having a strong body. Chu Wuxing left. He wants to return to the Heaven's Secrets sect. Because if he wants Qin Yun to help him refine a body, he must first prove his worth. Heaven's Secrets sect, no matter how mysterious you are, I will definitely uncover your veil and trample you under my feet. Qin Yun flew in the sky and looked at the distant dark void. After returning to Bright Moon City's Crystal Moon Lane, Tian Rue and Tian Yu also went to do their own things. They can't be exposed, so they have to keep some distance from Qin Yun. Qin Yun is resting inside the Crystal Moon Lane, pondering over how to make better and more popular cigarettes. Yu Yin is also in Bright Moon City. She is making all kinds of inquiries. This is her specialty. After Qin Yun rested for a day, Ming Yinue sent a message through sound transmission Divine Pearl. "Old cousin, something happened to your Nine-Yang Divine Palace's people in Myriad Heaven's Divine Moon. I will immediately go to the Crystal Moon Lane." Ming Yinue's voice transmitted over. "All right." Qin Yun is also somewhat anxious. Although he announced that he was leaving the Nine-Yang Divine Palace, it was still the Nine-Yang Divine Palace after all. If he knew that something had happened, he would definitely help. After Ming Yinue returned, she went straight to Qin Yun's suite and said, "Follow me immediately. Let's go out of the city." Qin Yun has also changed his appearance. He contacted Yu Yin, and then they left the city together. He was in Ming Yinue's ship and asked what happened. Someone set up a trap and tricked the Nine-Yang Divine Palace. According to the information I have, it was done by a vice sect master of the Bright Moon sect. Ming Yinue said, "This vice sect master's name is Zhong Li. He sold a problematic mine to the Nine-Yang Divine Palace and cheated them of a large sum of money." Yu Yin said, "Why are all of you guys from the Bright Moon sect so sinister?" Ming Yinue spread out her hands and said, "There's nothing I can do. Even I, the Bright Moon Saintess, have been cheated by those elders." Qin Yun asked, "What about now?" The Nine-Yang Divine Palace is furious. They gathered a group of people and clashed with Zhong Li's people near the mine. After that, they were all captured by the Alliance Patrol, and Zhong Li is rushing over to deal with it. Ming Yun said. Alliance Patrol? Will they be biased towards Zhongli? Qin Yun said. According to the information I just heard, the captains of the Alliance Patrol are usually from the Divine Moon Clan. There are also patrolling teams that are made up of women from the Divine Moon Clan. Yu Yin said. Qin Yun nodded and said, if it's the Divine Moon Clan that deals with it, then I believe they will definitely be fair. Ming Yun shook her head and said, it's hard to say. Because the matter of the 9 Yang Divine Palace being tricked, the Vice Sect Master did it flawlessly. And the 9 Yang Divine Palace made a move first. It's already confirmed. Zhongli is the Vice Sect Master. He's also going to deal with it, right? Qin Yin took out the Myriad Heaven Divine Saber and wiped the blade. He said, if this Zhongli doesn't admit it, then I'll chop him up on the spot. Yu Yin and Ming Yunhua looked at each other. They did not doubt Qin Yun's words. The seemingly calm man in front of them did what he said. Ming Yunhua's ship flew for more than half a day before arriving at the mine. Looking from the sky, the place had already been dug into a mess. There were definitely no good ores left. The person in charge of taking over the 9 Yang Divine Palace trusted Zhongli too much, so he was tricked into taking over the mine. They're over there. Ming Yunhua pointed to the ground in front of her and said, old cousin, if you can talk, then talk. If you can't, then it won't be too late to make a move. Qin Yun put away his saber and said, that depends on whether Zhongli is willing to talk or not. If this guy wants to eat the 9 Yang Divine Palace, then I can only kill him. With Qin Yun's current strength, he did not need to waste words with those traitors. His plan was to give the other party a good beating first. That way, they would be more honest when they talked. Chapter 2594. Qin Yun and Li Shuang's relationship is pretty good. It's just that he doesn't know if it can still be like before. After all, there's still misunderstandings between them. Duchess Li Shuang and Feng Yu had a good relationship. Now that Feng Yu's whereabouts were unknown, Li Shuang was very sad. If he was facing Duchess Li Shuang, he would be very nervous. He immediately retracted his aura. He did not want to embarrass Duchess Li Shuang. He had already changed his appearance, and he was following behind Ming Yunhua. Yu Yin was by his side, so he should not be recognized. Everyone knew that Ming Yunhua and the 9 Yang God Palace were working together. White Death and the Little Palace Spirit were in charge of managing the 9 Yang God Palace and increasing their cooperation with Ming Yunhua. Something happened to the 9 Yang Divine Palace in the Divine Moon of the Heavens, so of course Ming Yunhua had to immediately come forward to help. Soon, Ming Yunhua landed on the ground with Qin Yun. There were more than 1,000 people here. Most of them were from the 9 Yang Divine Palace. The others were the Alliance's patrol team and deputy sect leader Zhongli's men. Others were sent by other factions to scout the situation. As expected, Li Shuang was here. Her fair face was filled with dignity as she coldly looked at the crowd. Her black and red armor continuously flickered with red light, giving her a valiant and formidable-looking aura. At the same time, she looked quite beautiful. The 5 kings of the Mystic Moon race were not present. Although Li Shuang was still a duke, everyone knew that in the Mystic Moon race, her status was the same as a king's. When Qin Yun saw Li Shuang, he immediately determined that her cultivation level had increased significantly. He hadn't been able to contact Little Phoenix recently, so he had no idea what was going on inside the Mystic Moon clan. However, he could guess that after the Divine Moon race entered the Divine Moon's core and inherited the Divine Moon of the Heavens, the entire Divine Moon race would definitely improve greatly. Sister Li Shuang, how's it going? Ming Yunhua walked over and asked. She had a good relationship with Yu Shangyun, and she often came into contact with the women of the Divine Moon clan. As a result, the Divine Moon clan had a rather good impression of the Bright Moon Holy Maiden. At present, we can confirm that it was the people from the 9 Yang Divine Palace who attacked first. Li Shuang said, it was Zhongli, that grandson, who set us up. We have no place to reason with them, so we can only kill them. The person who spoke was a man with a full beard. His hair was golden red and looked like a lion's head. It was the Heavenly Lion King, and he was holding onto 2 huge axes. Other than the Heavenly Lion King, Xinyu Tianlong was also present. All of them had taken on human form. There are also a few old and middle-aged men with sword aura all over their bodies. They seem to be very strong. They are Jian, Shirtian, and the others from Jian family. After all, they were here to fight, so the Nine Yang Divine Palace had sent out experts from the various palaces. There was an advantage to sending out such experts. Once their strength was guaranteed, they would be able to intimidate their opponents. Even if the Alliance Patrol wanted to intervene, they would have to be very careful. If they fought, the Nine Yang Shrine was not weak at all. The Dragon Hall, Beast Hall, and Sword Hall were all powerful halls. In addition, there were also the Fire Hall and the Thunder Hall. They probably had to guard the Nine Yang Divine Palace, which was why they did not come. Qin Yun stood behind Ming Yun Yue and secretly observed the few hundred Nine Yang Divine Palace members. They mainly came from Dragon Hall, Beast Hall, Sword Hall, and a few Soul Hall. The Nine Yang Divine Palace has grown extremely quickly. Unknowingly, it has also become a very powerful force. This operation should be the first time the Nine Yang Divine Palace has fought outside after many days of silence. Qin Yun nodded inwardly. He did not often stay in the Nine Yang Divine Palace. Seeing that the Nine Yang Divine Palace had such strength, he was filled with joy. The Divine Moon clan that Li Shuang was from had once stayed in the Heavenly Sword Formation for a period of time. Although that kind of thing happened to Qin Yun, the entire Divine Moon clan had a good impression of the Nine Yang Divine Palace. Nine Yang Divine Palace, you bunch of fellows, don't talk nonsense. This matter is something that we are willing to take. We did not swindle you. The one who spoke is a middle-aged man standing beside Vice Sect Master Zhong Li. Zhong Li is a thin old man of medium height. He is dressed in ordinary clothes and looks very inconspicuous. He did not make a sound. Doing business is about integrity. We heard that you're the Vice Sect Master of the Bright Moon Sect, so we believed you. However, you sold us a waste mine at a high price. Jin Shirtian said slowly, "We came to reason with you, but you are unreasonable. You even retorted and said that we swindled you." The middle-aged man behind Zhong Li said with a sneer, "It was you who did not verify the reserves of this mine. Who can you blame? It was you who said that this mine belonged to Vice Sect Master Zhong Li and that there was no need to verify it. You said that the Vice Sect Master would definitely not swindle people. We believed you, but you deceived us." Jian Shirtian also knew that with Li Shuang here, they could not continue fighting. Ming Yinhua looked at Zhong Li and said, "Zhong Li, our Bright Moon Sect is one of the members of the Divine Moon Alliance. As the Vice Sect Master, you did such a despicable thing. This will bring shame to our Bright Moon Sect." Zhong Li still said nothing. The middle-aged man behind him acted like a mouthpiece and called out, "Bright Moon Saintess, you're a member of our Bright Moon Sect. You should be standing on our side. Why are you helping us now?" "I don't associate with bandits," Ming Yinhua said coldly. This caused the people from the Nine Yang Divine Palace to nod their heads in praise. Qin Yun, the one who created the Nine Yang Divine Palace, did something that harmed the Divine Moon clan. Qin Yun is a great sex fiend. His conduct is extremely evil. His Nine Yang Divine Palace is definitely not a good thing. The middle-aged man said with sneer. So what if he tricked them? Furthermore, it was them who didn't have eyes. Who can they blame? Li Shuang's expression sank and shouted, "Qin Yun has never done anything to harm the Divine Moon clan. Please don't listen to the rumors." Sensing Li Shuang's terrifying might, the middle-aged man did not dare to say another word. No matter what, Qin Yun has helped the Divine Moon clan pass through many difficult times. Li Shuang was also saved by Qin Yun. Otherwise, she and many of her sisters would have become sacrifices long ago. They would never forget this kindness. Zhong Li suddenly spoke and said unhurriedly, "Duke Li Shuang, you are the leader of the Alliance's patrol team. The people from the Nine Yang Divine Palace acted first in the Divine Moon of the Heavens. Shouldn't you deal with them according to the rules? Rules are dead. People are alive. The Nine Yang Divine Palace came to my Divine Moon of the Heavens to do business, but they were deceived first. Since they couldn't find anyone to deal with them, they could only resort to such a method. They were deceived and bullied by the local tyrant. They were helpless in the divine moon of the heavens. This is also the responsibility of our divine moon clan. Li Shuang's eyes flickered with a sharp light as she stared at Zhongli. The divine moon of the heavens is open to the outside world, and the divine moon clan is the boss of the divine moon of the heavens. They have great authority. Zhongli and the others really did not expect that. The divine moon clan would actually help the 9 Yang Divine Palace. They also secretly cursed the rumors about Qin Yun. Li Shuang sneered and said, "What? Do you really think that just because the Divine Moon Clan and the 9 Yang Divine Palace are irreconcilable, you can wantonly bully the 9 Yang Divine Palace? Our Divine Moon Clan's great emperor already said that it was just a rumor." Ming Yunyue said, "This is the result of listening to rumors. Zhongli, as the vice sect master, you have done such a despicable thing and still shamelessly feel that it is natural. This is a humiliation to our Bright Moon sect. After I return, I will definitely report this matter to the sect master." Zhongli did not lie. This mine was bought by them. Before buying the mine, they did not explore the reserves. What does this have to do with us? Furthermore, we never promised how many mines we would have. Zhongli said very calmly. This mine has ores, maybe a lot of them. It's just that they are hidden very deep. He was also acting shamelessly now, putting on a "what can you do to me?" Li Shuang secretly gritted her teeth. Zhongli's strength was not weak. As a vice sect master, he had a lot of resources and had recently obtained a lot of remnant sun souls. The people around him were also the top experts of the Bright Moon sect. In addition, the souls of the Bright Moon sect's disciples were immortal, so they were not afraid of death. How about this? We can invite the sect master and all the members of the alliance to come out and reason with us. Zhongli coldly snorted and said, "This matter can clearly be properly discussed, but these barbaric fellows from the 9 Yang Divine Palace attacked first. Your alliance patrol team is still covering up for them." At this moment, a saber suddenly appeared in Qin Yun's hand. He took 2 steps forward and arrived in front of Zhongli. He slashed out horizontally, creating several saber shadows that cut Zhongli's body into 4 pieces. Qin Yun carried his head and stuffed it into the soul creation heavenly cauldron. He then looked at Zhongli's subordinates and said, "If you want Zhongli's doghead back, sure, but you must return the Divine Universe Goldstones from the 9 Yang Divine Palace and pay another 1,000,000 Divine Universe Goldstones. When you are done, Zhongli's doghead will scram back to Bright Moon City." "You?" The middle-aged man behind Zhongli was stunned. Just as he said one word, Qin Yun's body suddenly disappeared with a flash. Li Shuang immediately chased after him. She did not know that it was Qin Yun, but since someone was doing such a thing under her nose, she could not ignore it. The people from the 9 Yang Divine Palace immediately felt comfortable. Shin Yu Tianlong and the Heavenly Lion King were very familiar with Qin Yun. They knew that the person who had attacked earlier was Qin Yun. Although they could not recognize him, they could guess. "Bright Moon Holy Lady, who was that guy just now?" A middle-aged man from Zhongli's side shouted. "I don't know him. Can you prove that I know him?" Ming Yunyue spread her hands and said, "I saw him on the way here. He followed me here. I saw that he was not in danger, so I let him stand behind me. Is that not okay?" She knew that Qin Yun wanted to chop up Zhongli. However, she did not expect Qin Yun to do it so easily. Zhongli was really like a piece of wood and was taken care of by Qin Yun in a few moves. Li Shuang chased after Qin Yun. She found it a little strange because the aura she sensed was very unique. It seemed to be deliberately leaked, and only she could sense it. Qin Yun did not want to make things difficult for Li Shuang, so he deliberately let her chase after him. Otherwise, others would say that she did not do anything. Qin Yun flew in the air and controlled his speed, letting Li Shuang catch up to him. After flying for 4 hours, he finally stopped and landed on the ground. Chapter 2595. Li Shuang landed in front of Qin Yun. She looked at the travel-worn, middle-aged uncle in front of her and felt that his eyes were very familiar. She had previously noticed the person behind Ming Yun Yue, but she did not pay much attention to him. Now that he took a closer look, he found it more and more familiar. You deliberately let me chase up to you? Li Shuang held her heavy sword as she stared into Qin Yun's eyes with a frown. Duke Li Shuang, I am Qin Yun. Qin Yun said. Li Shuang stared at Qin Yun in a daze for a long while before she put away her heavy sword. She sighed and said, I should have known it was you. Qin Yun's disguise technique was indeed brilliant. In addition, his aura did not leak out at all, so he was not recognized. I will return Zhong Li's head and soul, Qin Yun said, but I will have to wait for his subordinates to return the Divine Universe Goldstones. Indeed, this is the only way to deal with such hooligans. Because I'm the captain of the patrol team, I can't do that. I hope you can understand, Li Shuang said. She also felt a little guilty because she couldn't help the 9 Yang Divine Palace. I am very grateful that you are willing to side with the 9 Yang Divine Palace. Qin Yun revealed a smile and asked, Is your Divine Moon clan currently at the Moon's core? Li Shuang nodded. Don't worry, little Phoenix will be fine. Where's Sister Kiru? Is she also down there? Qin Yun always wanted to know Xie Kiru's situation. She's inside the core and can't come out for the time being. Li Shuang bit her red lips as though she had made a huge decision. She asked, Qin Yun, you said that Blood Moon and Dark Moon are traitors. Do you have any proof? Qin Yun shook his head. I don't have enough evidence yet. The reason why I put down the 9 Yang Divine Palace is because of this matter. I will find the culprit and allow Feng Yu to return to the Divine Moon clan. Is Feng Yu really not dead? Li Shuang's cold and determined eyes involuntarily became moist. Tears flowed from her eyes and slid down her beautiful face. You should be able to determine their life and death, right? Don't you have their pearl of life? Qin Yun felt his heart ache when he saw Li Shuang's sad tears. Yes, they're all broken, completely broken. Li Shuang could not help but cry bitterly. She sobbed, ever since the day Big Sister Xiang Yun came back, we were sure that Big Sister Feng Yu and the others were dead. But we never blamed you. We really didn't blame you. Qin Yun let out a long sigh as he extended his hand to wipe Li Shuang's tears. Li Shuang suddenly threw herself into Qin Yun's embrace and cried bitterly. Qin Yun gently embraced her and said in low voice, Thank you for understanding me. Qin Yun, we absolutely do not believe that you are the person who would do such a thing. After Li Shuang finished crying, she sobbed softly, but Big Sister Shang Yun believes that she has already decided to cut off all contact with you. In the Divine Moon clan, we don't dare to mention you. We can only discuss it in private. You trusted me so much, but I screwed up. Qin Yun blamed himself. This is all my fault. If I had told you about this, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Li Shuang left Qin Yun's embrace and wiped away her tears. Qin Yun, can you tell me the details? Qin Yun took out the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda and brought Li Shuang inside. He told Li Shuang everything, including the fact that Yutian suspects Mu Yu of being a spy. Li Shuang repeatedly shook her head after hearing everything. She finds this very hard to accept. I can let you enter the vicinity of my nether sun and take a look at them. Qin Yun somewhat doubtfully said, They should not be dead. Why did the life pearl shatter? I will go in and take a look first. Li Shuang is not that sad now, because Feng Yu might still be alive. Qin Yun released the Nether Sun Dao statue's Holy Tribulation Gate and asked Ling Yuner to protect her. Feng Yu followed Ling Yuner and very soon arrived near the Nether Sun Dao statue. Nether Sun is very big inside the Holy Tribulation Gate. People near the Nether Sun are as small as dust particles, and time is still in this place. After Feng Yu arrived, she saw Feng Yu, Shui Yu, Hua Yu, Xian Rujing, and Yi Yao Xue. They are all asleep. Their snow jade-like skin has many black runes on them. She heard from Qin Yun before that these are the runes of Terminator Xiankill Curse. So it is like this. Their souls are in deep slumber. They are in a state of suspended animation. Moreover, after entering this place, their connection with the life pearl was completely cut off. That is why their life pearl shattered. Li Shuang's hands are gently caressing Feng Yu and Shui Yu's faces. Then she even kissed Feng Yu's cheeks. She is finally not that sad. Instead, she feels bad for Qin Yun. After Li Shuang confirmed that Feng Yu and the others are not dead, she felt a lot relieved and immediately left Qin Yun's Holy Tribulation Gate. After coming out, she can be considered to have seen how powerful Qin Yun is. She felt incomparably shocked when she was near the Nether Sun Dao statue. And this is only one of Qin Yun's 10 Dao statues. I will surely wake them up. Qin Yun promised Li Shuang. I am sure you will be able to do it. Li Shuang's face revealed a faint smile and said, Qin Yun, after I return, I will surely explain everything to Sister Shang Yun. No need to explain. She is very good to me. She helped me refute the rumors and did not retaliate against the Nanyang Divine Palace. I can see that she also believes me in her heart. It is just that in order to give you an explanation, she had no choice but to sever ties with me. Qin Yun said with a smile. It seems like you understand her quite well. Li Shuang lightly smiled. Qin Yun sighed and said, I have not been the acting clan emperor of Divine Moon Clan for long, and in a short while, I caused you to lose 5 kings. It is normal for Sister Shang Yun to be sad. Ling Yun tenderly laughed and said, Sister Li Shuang, you all trust Xiao Yun so much, it is truly rare. Don't tell me you don't believe the words of that fake Dark Moon King. In short, many sisters have seen Qin Yun before. If he is truly a sex fiend, they would be able to tell with a glance. Li Shuang somewhat sadly sighed and said, I also don't know if Dark Moon and Shui Yu are still alive or not. Heaven's Secret Sect will definitely keep them because they still have value. Heaven's Secret Sect will not be stupid enough to kill them all. Qin Yun patted Li Shuang's shoulder and said, Leave this matter to me. I will surely rescue them. Li Shuang nodded and said, Qin Yun, I believe you. I don't have sound transmission Divine Pearl. If you need anything, you can contact me through Yun Yu. Qin Yun said, No problem. I will go back and ask Little Phoenix for it. Li Shuang said, Qin Yun, don't blame Sister Shang Yun. She did not intentionally prevent you from contacting us. I think that she placed the entire Divine Moon Clan in the Moon Heart to prevent us from contacting the outside world. Maybe she is also investigating whether there are any traitors in the Divine Moon Clan. Indeed, this kind of thing is very hard to say. If there are still traitors, we must find them as soon as possible. Qin Yun has always been worried about this matter. Qin Yun, I have something I need your help with. Li Shuang said with some difficulty. Please speak. I will definitely help you. Qin Yun said, I heard that you can perfectly fuse runes into a person's body and soul. I will have to trouble you to carve a set of Sun Dragon Totem into my body, and it would be best to carve Nether Moon Totem into my soul. Li Shuang said. Qin Yun said with frown, Why do you want to carve Sun Dragon Totem into your body? Li Shuang said, I want to cultivate Sun Dragon Dao. It can make me stronger. I went to the ancestor god Sun and talked to an old granny from the Sun Dragon race. She suggested that I cultivate this Dao. If I can carve Sun Dragon Totem into my body, that would be the best. Xiaofeng said that you have Sun Dragon Totem. This is no problem. However, Qin Yun spread out his hands and laughed awkwardly. You know what I mean? Li Shuang lightly smiled. Shall we begin now? All right, follow me. Qin Yun brought Li Shuang to another floor. There's a bed here. After Li Shuang came in, she quickly took off her clothes and let Qin Yun begin carving runes. Qin Yun's mind is not distracted. He is very attentive and proficient in carving runes. Now, the runes he carves contain a bit of Imperial Heaven rune, so they will also become very strong. There are many complicated runes, but in the end, they all perfectly fused into Li Shuang's flesh and bones. They are like meridians and bone marrow, becoming a part of Li Shuang's body. It's done. Whether or not you can unleash formidable power will depend on your perception. Qin Yun is also somewhat tired. After all, he is carving very powerful runes. Moreover, he wants to transform the runes into meridians. Li Shuang slowly put on her clothes and armor and said with a smile, Thank you. I knew you weren't a sex fiend. Qin Yun curled his lips and said, Using yourself to test me, isn't this too risky? Yuelon and Tianzi said long ago that you are a lecherous person but have no guts. Li Shuang giggled and said. Qin Yun rolled his eyes and said, There's still the nether moon totem. Let's begin. Aren't you tired? Li Shuang is very concerned and asked. I'm not tired. Quickly begin. Qin Yun said with smile. Li Shuang cooperated with Qin Yun and let him refine her soul and transform it into nether moon totem. After Qin Yun finished, he is indeed very tired. However, he has a small white divine sun inside his 9-sun divine spirit. He can quickly recover by absorbing the divine power of the small white divine Sunday. At this time, Ming Yin sent a message. Old cousin, those people have admitted defeat. Is the 9-yang divine palace satisfied? Qin Yun asked. They're all satisfied. Ming Yin said with smile. Let that guy go. Qin Yun told Li Shuang about this matter and told her to leave this place. Then, he released Zhong Li's head and kicked it far away. Zhong Li only has a head, but he can still fly in the air. After being kicked away, he immediately flew back. Qin Yun flew back to Bright Moon City from the other side. He is preparing to return to God Desolate and start selling cigarettes. After returning to Bright Moon City, Qin Yun received good news from Wukong. And Wukong and others have already created that kind of magic mirror. It is just that it is not completely formed yet, but it is already being used on a small scale. Qin Yun immediately contacted Ming Yongtian and told him to go to God Desolate as soon as possible. Qin Yun told Tian Yu and Tian Rue to finish dealing with the matters in Bright Moon City and then head to God Desolate. He needs them to help him sell cigarettes. Chapter 2596. Qin Yun wants to find in Wukong not only because of the magic mirror, but also because of the Heavenly Secret Sect. According to Chu Wuxing's description of the Heavenly Secret Sect, it is very likely that they are hidden in many hidden spaces. Even Chu Wuxing has no way of knowing their exact location. And Wukong is the emperor of the alien space race. He is very familiar with space profundity, so he must have a way to track them. Qin Yun brought Yu Yin back to the divine court Heavenly City. Originally, he wanted to find a space god and go with him to the alien space ancient city. However, he found out that the space god is also in the alien space ancient city. The alien space ancient city is not far from the divine court Heavenly City. It is not floating in the sky. It has already landed next to a very large lake. This place was originally very desolate. There are a large number of barren mountains here. After the alien space ancient city arrived, the surrounding environment has been greatly transformed. Within a few days, a beautiful lake has appeared, green mountains and clear waters. Birds are chirping and flowers are fragrant. The scenery is very beautiful. It can be seen that the alien space ancient city loves this land very much. They truly regard Divine Desolate as their new home. Qin Yun and Yu Yin arrived outside the alien space ancient city. From the outside, the city looks very ancient. It has not been renovated at all. I did not expect that I would enter the nest of the alien space race. Yu Yin was captured by Qin Yun in this city. What made her feel the most inconceivable is that Qin Yun actually released the alien space race. Although she is not a core member of the Heavenly Secret Sect, she still knows about the alien space race. The law enforcers spent a lot of effort to seal them. After Qin Yun released them, they immediately captured a large group of law enforcers. When the law enforcers attacked the through Heaven Sword formation, the alien space ancient city suddenly appeared and used space to trap the law enforcers. The illusory space of the alien space race can trap the souls of the descendants of Divine Sun race. No matter how the souls of the descendants of Divine Sun race try to break through space, they will be lost inside the illusory space. When Qin Yun entered, he told Yu Yin about this. Hearing this, she secretly felt fear. If the souls of the descendants of Divine Sun race were trapped like this, they would be better off dead than alive. Brethren said that they can only temporarily trap the souls of the descendants of Divine Sun race. They will eventually be able to escape. Qin Yun said, even if he can escape, it will be many years later. Yu Yin shook her head. He will become stupid after being trapped for so long. When Qin Yun arrived, he had already informed in Wukong. When in Wukong sensed Qin Yun's arrival, he immediately teleported him and Yu Yin to a spacious and bright hall in the city. The spatial god and the nameless old man were also here, playing with a magic mirror in their hands. Master, Wu Xiaoding walked over with a smile. This short and thin middle-aged man looked very spirited, and his appearance had become much more handsome. Little Ding, you've changed. I almost couldn't recognize you. Qin Yun chuckled. I just changed my appearance, Wu Xiaoding said with a smile. And Wukong walked over with a smile and handed Qin Yun a small rectangular mirror. He said, Brother Qin, is this what you were talking about before? Qin Yun took it and looked at it, then said with smile, more or less, this magic mirror thing needs to be used by many people. This way, the news of God Desolate will spread very quickly. There will also be images and sound. Master, there are several types of these things. The main thing is that the permissions are different. The ones we sell are the most common ones, and the ones we use have very high permissions. We can even determine the location of other people and quickly track them, Wu Xiaoding said. If we use a good teleportation magic tool, after determining the location of the user, we can immediately teleport there. Once our enemies use it, they will be able to kill them as soon as they discover them. And Wukong said. And Wukong learned about the usage of magic mirror from Wu Xiaoding. It can release all kinds of news and also control the spread of all kinds of news. If they want to discredit a person or a faction, they only need to control the news and make it stay at the top for a period of time. This thing cannot be refined on a large scale. We will need a lot of transcendence divine stone. Space God felt very helpless talking about this matter. Indeed, Qin Yun cannot help but sigh. We don't need it. We just need to add a little bit. The main thing is to use our space runes to connect to our magic mirror great formation. And we have space origin stones. We can easily sense the space runes inside the magic mirror and open it up. And Wukong said with smile. Space God said in pleasant surprise. If this is the case, won't we be able to refine and sell them very quickly? And Wukong nodded and said, Indeed, we will arrange people to make them and sell them. The old man said with smile, When the time comes, the Myriad Realms Divine Court will be in charge of promoting it. I believe it will become popular very quickly. Qin Yun is studying the structure of the magic mirror. It is indeed not difficult to make. He only needs to be familiar with the space runes. There is a small pit inside the magic mirror. It can hold several divine space golden stones. To use it, you need to pay a fee. You can use it for a month by putting in 5 divine space golden stones. And these divine space golden stones will be transferred to the strange space ancient city. Soon after, and Wukong and Qin Yun went to a small hall to discuss. And Wukong very generously gave the whole set of space runes to Qin Yun. This way, Qin Yun can make them himself and connect them to the magic mirror great formation for free. Moreover, Qin Yun has the highest authority. The magic mirror he uses can be said to be the one with the highest authority. Brethren, I need your help. Only you can do it. Qin Yun said. Please speak. No need to be polite. And Wukong said. Qin Yun talked about the Heavenly Secret Sect. And Wukong and his strange space race have been fighting with the law enforcement world for a long time, so they know about the Heavenly Secret Sect. Qin Yun briefly explained the situation of the Heavenly Secret Sect, so that Wukong can roughly understand the importance of the Heavenly Secret Sect to the law enforcement world. Finally, he talked about the hiding place of the Heavenly Secret Sect. I need brother and to help me refine a tracking device. It can track the location of the Heavenly Secret Sect. This way, we can know where the Heavenly Secret Sect is. Then we can make a plan to defeat them. Qin Yun said, No problem. I will make it for Brother Qin as soon as possible. And Wukong patted his chest and said, Then I will thank Brother Qin in advance. All right, this matter must be kept secret. Qin Yun said, and Wukong nodded his head. I won't tell anyone. If it is leaked, it will definitely alarm the heavenly secret sect. After the private discussion, Qin Yun took 10 plus devil mirrors and left. And Wukong also said that the magic mirror will be given to the members of the 9 Yang Divine Palace for free. Yin also has a magic mirror in her hand. She is taking a selfie, recording her beautiful face in the magic mirror and then sending it to Qin Yun. She originally wanted to send it to the whole magic mirror platform, but she is a dark operative of heavenly secrets, so she can only send it to Qin Yun. Ling Yun, and Zi Qingsheng also have one each, so that they can easily understand the outside world. Qin Yun contacted Yun Long and others of the Imperial Heaven Pawn Shop and told them about the magic mirror, so that when they have time, they can go to the strange space ancient city to collect it. There is a villa in the eastern part of the Divine Court Heavenly City. There are many small houses here. Only rich people can live in. Yun also has a small house here. At this time, Qin Yun is in the hall of the small house, looking impatiently at the pictures sent by Yu Yan. Little Yin, you are right in front of me. Is it fun to send me pictures? Qin Yun looked at Yu Yan and said with a smile, I think it's fun. Master Qin, don't you think I took very good pictures? Yu Yan lightly snorted and said. Qin Yun speechlessly shook his head. Tian Rui, Tian Yu, and Ming Yongtian arrived very quickly. As soon as they arrived, Qin Yun told them about the magic mirror and gave one to each of them. After they got it, Yu Yan immediately connected to their magic mirror and started taking all kinds of selfies. If this thing is brought to the divine moon of the heavens, it will definitely sell very well. After Ming Yongtian understood the specific use of the magic mirror, he praised it incessantly. Tian Rui said with frown, this thing is not very safe. According to the principle, it is very likely that one's position will be exposed at any time. Moreover, everything recorded inside can be stolen. Once the information released on the Magic Mirror platform is manipulated, it will form an invisible power that can make people blindly believe certain rumors. That's right, but don't worry. The magic mirror in your hands is encrypted. It was modified by me, Qin Yun said with a smile. He also secretly admires Tian Rui. He can see so many problems in a short time. If Master Qin is in control, then this is an advantage, Tian Rui said with a smile. In the future, when more and more people use the magic mirror, we can advertise and sell cigarettes on it. Won't our business be very good? We can even find some young and beautiful experts to help us advertise, Ming Yongtian said with mischievous smile. If I was not from Heaven's Secret Sect, I would have become the most popular beauty in Divine Desolate, just because of those selfies I posted. Yu Yan very narcissistically looked at the magic mirror and sighed with regret. Qin Yun took out a storage bag, handed it over to Ming Yongtian, and said, Brother Ming, this bag contains the cigarettes I made recently. Help me sell them in Divine Court Heavenly City. So many. Old cousin, how did you make them? Ming Yongtian promptly took out a box and handed it over to Tian Rui and others. After they smoked one, they all praised it one after another, saying that it is much better than the ones they bought in Bright Moon City. Yu Yan also smoked one, but she discovered that this batch of cigarettes is not as good as the box Qin Yun gave her. But she did not say anything. After all, they are going to sell in large quantities. Naturally, they won't be that good. Brother Ming, after you sell them, you could take a portion of the reward. As for my share, I will give it to your sister, consider my debt. Qin Yun said, All right, I will make around 1 million. Oh, that's right. I need to find a shop. I want to make a fortune in Divine Court Heavenly City. Ming Yongtian said with a smile. Qin Yun contacted the nameless old man and asked him to bring Ming Yongtian to find a shop. Tian Rui and Tian Yu also followed along. They will help Ming Yongtian analyze the situation here. Chapter 2597. Although Qin Yun could produce Soul Lost Dew, the production was too low. One drop could only deal with one Divine Sun descendant. There were many descendants of the Divine Sun God, and the Soul Lost Dew was far from enough. If he could create a type of smoke that could mesmerize the souls of the Divine Sun God's descendants and make them unable to extricate themselves, he could control them when necessary. I don't have to exterminate the descendants of the divine son. As long as I control them so that they don't cause trouble, it's also possible. Qin took out all kinds of medicinal ingredients and began pondering. Xiao Yun, as long as you get rid of the strongest divine son descendants and prevent them from leading the other divine son descendants to cause trouble, you will have peace in the world. Ling Yuner said, "It's easy to say, but it's very difficult to accomplish." Qin began concocting tobacco. He struggled for several days, but did not make any progress. The main problem was that it was impossible to make the soul fall into a state of addiction. If it was just a normal addiction, it would not be enough. It had to be very addictive, and it was only effective against the soul of a descendant of the divine son. This was even more difficult. My medicinal ingredients are not enough. I need to get in touch with more medicinal ingredients. Qin contacted the nameless old man and asked him to help send a message to the medicine god and ask him to help find some medicinal ingredients. The medicine god was naturally very willing, but he needed time. Qin stayed in the chamber for a few days, but made no progress. He could only give up temporarily. He rested for a while, then walked out of his room and took out a divine sound transmission pearl to contact Shamanic Star. After trying for a while, he could only give up because he couldn't get in touch with her. He should have returned to the Heaven's secret sect. In the courtyard, Qin looked at the 4 myriad realms' divine suns in the sky and said, "The 4th myriad realm's divine sun has already matured. Sister you should have already entered, right?" When Qin entered Divine Moon Heaven City, he wanted to ask you, but he could not find her. After the 9 Yang Divine Maiden entered the core of the myriad realm's divine sun, she could imprint a mark into the godly Monarch Heavenly Seal. It could be considered a blood bond with the godly Monarch Heavenly Seal, allowing the godly Monarch Heavenly Seal to rapidly obtain the divine powers of the myriad realm's divine Sunday. If Yu is in the core of the myriad world's divine sunland, then it is time for Qin to go in and take a look. Then he can go to the ancestral god Sunland to find Xiao Yuelon. The divine preceptor knew that Qin was in Divine Court City. He found a few people and asked Qin to pass on his position. Qin saw that these people were not bad, so he straightforwardly helped them obtain deity positions. The divine court of the myriad realms was getting stronger and stronger, and the divine judge wasn't as weak as before. If he were to encounter a great battle now, he would definitely be able to intervene. Before this, he could only watch from the side. Previously, the divine court of the myriad realms had been very sullen. Not only were the group of deity position gods in a state of disunity, there was also the elder cabinet who was divided and causing internal strife. In the end, all of this was settled by the divine chief judge, and the deity throne gods in the myriad world's divine court were able to obtain the help of the myriad world's divine sun, and their cultivation gradually increased, and their strength became stronger and stronger. Even the law enforcers didn't dare to provoke the divine court of the myriad realms. After the divine chief had the gods leave, he and Qin chatted in the living room of the small residence. "Qin, you are no longer the 9 Yang Palace King. What do you plan to do next?" asked the divine judge. "I want to eradicate the law enforcement world, shatter the heavenly rule, Tao, orthodoxy." Qin said with smile, "Divine chief, do you think I can succeed? I wish you success." The divine preceptor sighed and smiled. "To be honest, I hope you can enter the divine court of myriad realms. With your current reputation, you can declare yourself king in the divine court of myriad realms." Qin shook his head and said, "Not yet. My strength is not enough. Moreover, there are all kinds of rumors outside. Divine Moon Race's great emperor has already refuted the rumors. This rumor must have been spread by the law enforcement world, and they're secretly adding fuel to the fire. Divine Chief, I can't call myself Divine King in a high profile right now. I might just say it in front of my enemies sometimes, but I still can't announce it to the entire Divine Desolate." Qin said very seriously, "Why? You destroyed the malignant tumor known as the Divine Nation, and the venerable sovereigns of the heavens surrendered to you. You're fully qualified. Are you afraid of the law enforcement world? The divine chief is very doubtful. Becoming the divine king of the divine desolate is the dream of many big shots of the major powers. Before the divine kings didn't have the divine king heavenly seal, they said they were the only divine king. Enchantment has the real divine king heavenly seal, but he still hasn't announced himself as the divine king. This is very puzzling to the divine chief judge. There are many factors. The law enforcement world is one of them. The other is the center of the divine desolate. I still don't understand the situation there, and the divine king heavenly seal is not complete. Qin Yun said. Without being refined by the 9 myriad worlds divine sons and 9 sun divine maiden, the divine king heavenly seal is not complete. Moreover, the divine king heavenly seal needs to be completely refined by the 9 myriad worlds divine sons. The center of the divine desolate, that is indeed a very mysterious place. The divine chief nodded and said, I also want to know the situation there. Qin Yun asked Tian Rue and Chu Wuxing before. They also don't know the details, but the law enforcement world has made some progress. Because of the heaven sealing 10 days, the law enforcement world successfully sent people to the center of the divine desolate. Chu Wuxing also said that the Heaven Secret sect also sent people to the center of the divine desolate, but the details were not announced. So nobody knows the situation there. Divine Chief, if I announce myself as the divine king, I will definitely become their target. Maybe some powerful people in the center of the divine desolate are waiting for me to appear and then come to cause trouble for me. Qin Yun said with a smile. That's right, you are still in the growth stage. As long as the divine king heavenly seal is in your hands, you are destined to be a divine king. The divine chief laughed and said, All right then, I will continue managing the myriad realms divine court. Even if I enter the myriad realms divine court, you will still be the divine chief. Apart from you, I won't recognize anyone. Qin Yun said with a smile, and then told the divine chief about the devil mirror. The divine chief is also very much looking forward to this. Once the devil mirror is used by many people, the myriad realms divine court will be able to know even more things. For example, if there are evil devils causing chaos in some region or some factions secretly doing crazy things, the myriad realms divine court will be able to quickly find out and deal with it. With the myriad realms divine court promoting the devil mirror, it will spread out very quickly. After the divine chief left, Qin Yun immediately called Yu Yan over. Xiao Yan, I want to go to the myriad realms divine sun. Have you been there before? Qin Yun asked. Myriad realms divine sun? I have never been there, but I heard about the situation inside. Generally speaking, there are divine sun descendants inside the divine sun, and the divine sun itself will give birth to 1 or 2 races to fight against the divine sun descendants. Qin Yun said, Sun Dragon race and Heavenly Lion race. There is also the Illusion race, but they seem to have surrendered to the law enforcement realm. Master Qin, what are you going to do inside the myriad realms divine sun? Yu Yan doesn't know the situation inside the myriad realms divine sun core. Divine sun descendants can't enter the core, so Qin Yun can't bring Yu Yan there. He only wants to see how much the Heavenly Secret sect knows about the situation inside the myriad realms divine Sunday. Just going to take a look. Qin Yun asked, Xiao Yan, you are a divine sun descendant, so you should come from inside the divine sun, right? Which divine sun do you come from? Me? I come from the heavenly universe, divine sun of the 9 heavens. I was born there. Actually, there are many divine sun descendants, but very few can stand out. It is very rare for me to be able to enter the Heavenly Secret sect. Yu Yan said somewhat proudly. Heavenly universe, divine sun? The divine sun, descendants of the law enforcement realm, all come from here? Qin Yun never asked about this before. I don't know about this. In short, we come from many divine sun. Only when we are above the divine sun do we have a real body. And not long after I was born, I was still a ball of soul and was taken away at that time. Yu Yin said, I have very few memories of the heavenly universe, divine sun. Yu Yin was taken away from the very beginning, so she has never experienced the feeling of having a real body. What's the difference between the divine sun descendants of the myriad realms, divine sun, and you guys? Qin Yin wants to know more. What's the difference? I heard that they're a bit different from us, but I'm not too sure about the specifics. In short, both the law enforcement realm and the heavenly secret sect are very vigilant against the divine sun descendants above the myriad realms divine sun, because there are rumors that the divine sun descendants have the ability to bring their bodies to the divine desolate. Yu Yin said. Qin Yin also heard that if the divine sun descendants can do it, they will definitely become the rulers of the divine desolate. Xiaoyan, wait for me in the divine court heavenly city. I will be back soon. Qin Yin touched Yu Yan's face and hurriedly left for the strange space ancient city. Qin Yin found in Wukong and asked him to send him to the vicinity of the fourth divine sun day. Although there is no teleportation formation set near the fourth divine sun, and Wukong still has a way to send Qin Yin over. In this way, in the blink of an eye, Qin Yin arrived near the fourth divine sun day. When he approached the fourth divine sun, Qin Yin sensed a barrier. This barrier was released by the myriad realms divine sun. It can prevent people from approaching. Even if he passed through the barrier, it would still be very dangerous inside. Qin Yun's current location is within a scorching intense light. He is very close to the barrier of the myriad realms divine Sunday. There seems to be a battle. Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and looked ahead through the intense heat. He discovered that a group of people are chasing two people. While being chased, those two people constantly attacked the people behind them. Qin Yun looked carefully again, and his heart trembled. He immediately rushed over, because he recognized those two people. They are wearing masks, and their body shapes are exactly the same. However, one has black hair, and one has white hair. They are Yang Shiyu and Yu Yu. Strange. Why didn't they directly enter the myriad realms divine sun? Who are the people chasing them? After Qin Yun rushed over, he sent a palm attack behind him. That berserk palm power is like a dragon's roar. It is like a huge red wave that completely covered the hundreds of people behind him. Xiao Yun, Yang Shiyu shouted in alarm. Why are you here? Don't worry about us. Quickly leave. They are very difficult to deal with. Leave them to us. We will wait for the divine sun to summon us, and then we can enter. Don't worry about us. Yu also hastily said. Qin Yun arrived between them. Chapter 2598. Qin Yin is quite surprised to meet Yang Shiyu and Yu Yu here. He thought that Yu Yu had already entered the four divine suns. Yu Yu and Yang Shiyu were chased by a group of people just now, and those people are not weak. Qin Yin is in a hurry to bring Yang Shiyu and Yu Yu away, so he did not pay attention to the people chasing them. After getting far away from that group of people, Qin Yin released the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda and brought them in. Then he controlled the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda to fly. In the vicinity of the myriad realms divine sun, the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda can absorb the divine power of the myriad realms divine sun and obtain stronger defense and faster flying speed. Qin Yun did not let the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda land on the surface of the 40th universe divine Sunday. Instead, it flew around the 4 divine suns. Look, there's no problem at all. Why do you want me to leave? Qin Yun brought Yu Yu and Yang Shiyu into the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda and said with a smile, All right, you're awesome. Yu Yu also heaved a sigh of relief. She sat on a chair and crossed her long legs. Yu Yu has a head full of white hair, but she is wearing a black tight-fitting battle outfit. She looks very cool. Yang Shiyu is wearing a white tight-fitting battle outfit. Her long legs look even more slender under her tight pants, making her look very heroic and beautiful. Qin Yun gently caressed Yang Shiyu's beautiful face and said softly, Sister Yang, a lot of things have happened during this period of time. I know. Yang Shiyu placed her lily-white hand on Qin Yun's cheek and said with a gentle smile, Don't be afraid. It will all pass. Don't show off your affection. Yu Yu curled her lips and said, If you keep showing off, I'll be jealous, Yang Shuriwe said with a chuckle. You, tell me honestly, have you ever kissed Xiaoyan? I have. What's wrong? Are you hitting me? Yu smiled coldly. Yang Shuriwe walked over and pinched her thigh. Oh, that's right. Who were those guys chasing you just now? Descendants of Divine Sun? Qin Yun asked. There is intense light outside, and the scorching aura is very chaotic. It is impossible to sense if anyone is chasing them. They're not the descendants of the Divine Sun God. I don't know where they came from. They outnumber us. We are not their match. We can only avoid them. Yu said, I have to wait for the 4 Divine Suns to grow to a certain stage before I have the ability to absorb Yu into the Shenyang core. It's almost time. Yang Shuryu calculated the time. Yu was ranked 4th among the 9 Sun Divine Maidens, and Yang Shuryu was ranked 5th. Yang Shuryu and Yu should have come to send Yu off. After all, they don't know when she will come out. Xiaoyun, we've heard about what happened to the Mystic Moon clan. Don't be too sad. Yu's voice also became gentler as she comforted him. I can handle it. Qin nodded. You really surprised us by being able to kill that venerable sovereigns. Yu said with a smile. We originally thought that it would take a few decades before you would have the strength to kill the sovereigns of the heavens. Qin shook his head and said with a smile. So you have always been looking down on me. Yang Shuryu said, Xiaoyun, although Big Sister Shangyun has misunderstood you, she will definitely forgive you when the truth is revealed in the future. Don't worry. Yu shook her head and said, I can't see through Sister Shangyun. She is very good to us, but it's hard to say when it comes to men. Especially now, she lost a few good sisters in a short period of time. Her mood is very unstable. Yu don't scare Xiaoyun. Yang Shuryu said with slight anger. Sister Shangyun is very easy to talk to. Xiaoyun helped the Divine Moon clan a few times. She will definitely be able to deal with this matter rationally. Not necessarily. Yu sighed and said, Yuji, don't forget, Sister Shangyun used to be Tian Shixiang, and her relationship with Muyu is very deep. Muyu used to be the law enforcement great venerable of the law enforcement realm. Back then, even Sister Kuru secretly told us to guard against Muyu. Qin said with a frown. When did Sister Kuru tell you to guard against Muyu? Many years ago. It was after Muyu was released from the pawn shop. Muyu has experienced a lot. She is a law enforcement great venerable, but she was trapped in the heavenly law pawn shop. On the surface, it looks like it was caused by Yueme and Yu, but in the dark, there are many people involved. Yu said, what is the relationship between your 9 Sun Divine Maidens and Muyu? Qin asked, it's very complicated. In short, don't worry about our 9 Sun Divine Maidens. As long as we have Myriad Realms Divine Sun, nothing will happen to us. Yu said, now that I've recovered more and more memories, our 9 Sun Divine Maidens mission is truly becoming more and more important. Yang Shuriwe pulled Qin to sit down and said, Xiaoyun, it's best if you don't directly clash with the law enforcement realm. You should steadily increase your cultivation. Got it. Qin nodded. The law enforcement realm will be finished sooner or later. The descendants of Divine Sun within Myriad Realms Divine Sun are the ones who are truly difficult to deal with. Yu said, Xiaoyun, Myriad Realms Divine Sun has placed all its hopes on you. Yang Shuriwe looked outside and said, what is the background of those people chasing us? Their strength is really not bad. Could it be that they are a variant of Divine Sun's descendants? Yuji, don't worry about it so much. We are very safe now. You and Xiaoyun haven't seen each other for so long. Go and do what you should do. Yu said with a smile. I've made it very clear. Quickly go and do what you need to do, lest you complain that I'm in the way here. Yang Shuriwe lightly groaned, then pulled Qin hand and left this floor. After Qin brought Yang Shuriwe to one of the floors, the two of them tightly hugged and kissed each other. Then they fell into the river of love and became entangled, intoxicated in the beauty and unable to extricate themselves. The two of them were sweet for a long time before they stopped. Xiaoyun, Yu is preparing to enter the 4 Divine Sun realm. When the time comes, you will go in with her. Your divine king heavenly seal will be refined by her inside the core and branded with her imprint. Yang Shuriwa sat up and tied up her hair. Qin Yun gently caressed her face and said, Sister Yang, aren't you going in with us? No need. With you here, I'm very relieved. I still have my own matters to attend to. Yang Shuriwa sighed and said, Xiao Yun, one day, you will understand what we are busy with. Sister Yang, I have never blamed you. Qin Yun hugged Yang Shuriwa tightly and kissed her red lips. Xiao Yun, you have already grown up very strong. Big Sister Yang has nothing else to teach you. In the future, you will have to rely on yourself to comprehend. Yang Shuriwa said with a gentle smile. At this moment, she looks especially charming and moving, delicate and gorgeous. No matter what, you are my big sister Yang. Qin Yun hugged the beautiful Yuji. Thinking that she is about to leave, he felt extremely reluctant. Yu is sitting paralyzed on a chair on the first floor. Her eyes are staring out the window. It is unknown what she is thinking. After Qin Yun and Yang Shuriwa appeared, she sat up straight and said, You guys have been waiting for quite a while. Sorry to keep you waiting. Yang Shuriwa chuckled and said, Yu, I plan to hand you over to Xiao Yun. Don't sneak a bite. Yu chuckled and said, Yuji, even if I eat your Xiao Yun, what can you do to me? There's nothing I can do. But according to the order of arrival, you will be my little sister from now on. Yang Shuriwa said with a smile. According to the ranking, you could be considered as Yang Shuriwa's big sister. However, they never gave in to each other and always wanted to be each other's big sister. Yang Shuriwa pinched Yu's face and said, Little sister Yu, big sister is leaving. Oomph. Yu snorted and said, Be careful. Don't let anything happen. Otherwise, your Xiao Yun will jump up and down anxiously. Before Yang Shuriwa left, she kissed Qin Yun and flew out of the nine-sun heaven raising pagoda. Qin Yun opened his heavenly eye and saw that Yang Shuriwa has safely left. Only then did he feel relieved. Sister Yu, when will you be able to enter the core of the divine sun? Qin Yun asked. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not in a hurry. Yu said, I still want to figure out where those guys came from and kill a few of them before entering. I also want to let's join hands, Qin Yun said with a smile. All right. Yu took out her sun-suppressing divine arrow. It is silvery white and emitted a faint silver light. Qin Yun also has the sun-suppressing divine arrow in his hand. He has not used it for a long time, so he quickly took it out. Sister Yu, have you been using the sun-suppressing divine arrow? It seems like I haven't used it for a long time. Qin Yun reached out his hand and touched Yu's sun-suppressing divine arrow. This thing is very useful near the myriad realm's divine sun. Yu nodded and said, Xiao Yun, bring me around to their back. We'll attack from behind. It's best if we can capture a few. All right. Qin Yun pulled Yu's hand and flew out of the nine-sun heaven raising pagoda. Then he stored the nine-sun heaven raising pagoda. After Yu tightly held Qin Yun's hand, she said softly, Xiao Yun, how are you now? Just now you and Yuji. All right, are you stronger or is she stronger? Of course she's stronger. She has 2 fairies, Qin Yun said with a smile. Ah, you really have good luck with women. Yu spat and said, If I had known earlier, I wouldn't have acted with you. Yuji is really something. She actually released 2 fairies. I'm afraid your condition won't be able to keep up, Qin Yun said with a smile. You're underestimating me too much. After speaking, he brought Yu to conceal themselves and flew towards that group of people. When he went over, he transmitted his voice to Yu. Sister Yu, they've all split up. Good thing. We'll capture 1 or 2 and interrogate them. Yu said, Do you want me to do it or do you want me to do it? You do it, Qin Yun said with voice transmission. There's one in front. Do you see him? Although she's inside the intense light, Yu's mental power is very strong. After all, she cultivates the nether moon and can sense that there are people in front of her. She suddenly shot out the sun-suppressing divine arrow in her hand. After the silver-white sun-suppressing divine arrow was shot out, it very quickly pierced through that person's body. The sun-suppressing divine arrow quickly turned into a silver-white chain and tied that person up. Success, Yu said with a smile. I told you, this group of people have a lot of numbers. In a one-on-one fight, they're not their match at all. Just as she finished speaking, the person she had tied up suddenly exploded and turned into the shadow of a ferocious tiger that flew over. It's actually the Mad Sun Tiger race, Yu said in fear. Xiao Yun quickly released the 9-sun heaven-raising pagoda. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.